Eat my shorts.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Dave Lee Down Under podcast. Forgot to clink. Hang on. Can you hear it? And you can never hear it. Ready? There we go. Got to give the audio listeners the full experience. Welcome to the Dave Lee Down Under podcast. I'm of course your host, Dave Lee. This is episode number 42. Number 42, huh? 42. Yeah, you can join me every single Monday. The podcast
Number of a really good baseball player from years ago.
Correct. Jackie Robinson.
That's the one.
That's it. Of course, played by the late, great Chadwick Boseman.
Yes, very good film.
Good movie, you haven't seen it?
Awesome film.
The podcast, of course, goes out on all the podcasting platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Amazon Music, and Audible. The visual element is available on YouTube at the same time, but if you're a patron supporter, you get that 2 days early with the early access. So head on over to head to patreon.com/Dave Lee Down Under. You can get your early access to the podcast for as little as $1 a month.
Cheap. Very cheap.
Very cheap. Well, of course,
I might even pay $1 a month.
Go for it. All right then. I might.
Yeah, well, there you go. Pay yourself.
Yeah. We've migrated video podcast to a second channel. Of course, I would appreciate the follow and the view and all that kind of stuff. We've got, we need like 400 more subscribers, and I think we're like just over half watch time. So we need like another 2,000 hours watch time.
So get on and watch.
And get our monetization back up.
Even if you're not watching, get on and watch.
Get on and watch. But we can't tell you to do that.
Yes, we can.
We can't tell you to get on there and watch if you're not watching.
Oh, they can be on there watching and not watching.
I suppose.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, I guess so.
Have it going in the background watching something on the telly.
I guess you can do that. Yeah.
And then come back to that, and then go back to that.
Yeah, there you go. You can find me on YouTube at Dave Lee Down Under, over on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd. Links are all in the description down below. If you want to write into the show, which a lot of you guys do out there, you can shoot an email to daveleepod@gmail.com. Sometimes a little bit slack on replying to those emails, but I always do.
Just a bit.
I always do. If you're listening on the podcast platforms, please leave a review and a rating. It helps.
Only good ones.
Only the good
ones. Don't like bad ones.
We don't like the bad reviews.
We get really upset when we get bad ones.
Yeah.
We haven't had any.
Not yet, no. But I
sure
can imagine. I could imagine I'd be very upset. We've had one 4-star review, which took the rating down a little bit. Yeah, 4.9 star rated podcast.
Never ever get a 5-star ever again now.
I know.
Might get to a 4.99, but it's never going to be 5.
I know, it's very sad.
Oh
well. Such is life. And such is pods. And we're about to start this week's pod, aren't we?
Just about. Now.
There we go. Good stuff. Welcome to the show again. We're back in. We're still in lockdown.
Still in lockdown.
Yeah, we got extended.
We should have been out, but we extended.
Yeah, we got an extension on it until next Tuesday. We'll see. Cases are still going up, although we're going okay in Melbourne. Well, we're going okay in Melbourne.
Better than we have in the past with lockdowns.
Sydney, however, New South Wales.
It's actually surprised me a bit that it hasn't gone bunter here yet. Because
I'm shocked
because of the. What was it? At the Olympic Park. It was the rugby, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Rugby World
and the
Cup.
MCG.
Well, the rugby one was the worst one because they had I think it was Gate 7 or something. They had like thousands of people all crammed together, and that's where the person was.
Oh, lovely.
So it really surprised me that it hasn't gone right off there. But I think people are more aware now, and a lot of them probably had masks and stuff on,
and probably a lot of vaccinated as well, especially if they're older
yeah,
ones.
Well, good luck with the
your
vaccinations
age.
here.
Well, yeah. Well, I suppose
hasn't been rolled out real well. So,
yeah, but your age is you're all getting your first ones anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Not so much the second one.
I've got another 6 weeks to wait for my second one.
There you go.
Actually, I got a text from them on Wednesday from the DHHS asking me to fill out a survey.
It's not called DHHS anymore. It's just DH.
Department of Health.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
It tripped me up because their Twitter account used to be Vic DHHS. So I used to get on there and get all my stats, and then suddenly they changed the handle. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I discovered they changed to Vic Gov DH.
Oh, so it used to be Department of Health and Human Services, wasn't
just
it?
now just Vic
Department
Gov.
of Health.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so they changed the Twitter
Didn't
handle.
realise that.
Still confuses me. I still go to find it. I'm like, I can't find this bloody account now. I need my information.
Yeah, so they just asked me to fill out a survey and just say whether I'd been crook or had any ill effects from the vaccination. And Dave's spilling water over there.
Yeah,
so it's good that they're doing that and sort of getting a bit of a
idea of what's going on.
Yeah, and of course I had the AstraZeneca vaccination.
Like a week before they said.
Well, no, it was only a couple of days. It was only a couple of days before that, and like I had mine, and then a couple of days later they've said, everybody, because it was everybody, over 50 initially, and then they changed it to everybody over 60.
Yeah, and then they said everyone can have it. Everyone can have it, and then like a week later they're like, actually no one should have it. So it's been a little bit.
I don't know where we sit with it now.
Yeah, I know.
But they're saying that if you had your first one, AstraZeneca, you didn't have any problems, we'll get your second one. Yeah. And I'll get my second one.
Yeah.
Don't have an issue with it.
Anyway, so we were talking last week. We were in the lockdown, and we're going to have a couple of events. We had a couple of events coming up. I was thinking, they're going to get cancelled. Of course, the Dune event. We had a Dune event that was supposed to be yesterday.
That wasn't a huge loss.
Well, last Thursday. Well, yeah, exactly. Last Thursday. It was supposed to be last Thursday.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday.
Yeah.
As we record on Fridays. but if you're listening, last Thursday, we were supposed to be at the Dune event for the trailer launch, which was going to be like 30 minutes of behind-the-scenes shit, or probably like 15 minutes behind-the-scenes shit, 10-minute clip from the movie, and then the trailer. It was going to be the IMAX, it's going to be great, and then it got cancelled, but, saved a trip into the city.
Saved the trip into for a half-hour event.
Yeah, exactly right. And then you would have to pay car parking there at the IMAX, which is criminal, the IMAX parking.
I don't think it's that bad at night, though. It's only a few bucks.
Don't know.
It's not too bad.
No, I think it's at least 10.
Oh.
I'm going to look it up because I don't want to spread misinformation. IMAX parking rates. Let's have a look. Parking at the IMAX car park. Not that anyone else out there cares. When entering the car park before 4 p.m., IMAX visitors receive a special discounted rate of $10.
Oh.
Yeah, the rate drops to $5 when entering after 4
I
p.m.
think it was only cheap.
There you go.
Thought it was only for a few bucks.
Riveting podcasting.
Exactly. Of course, parking here in Melbourne or in Australia in general is just horrendous.
Awful.
I think you pay. I think it's something like street parking with a parking meter, something like $7 an hour.
Yes, ridiculous.
It's just ridiculous.
So the Dune event was cancelled. The trailer did, of course, drop online yesterday.
Glad we didn't have to go into the city and say that.
Yeah, no, which we'll talk about the trailer later. The Jungle Cruise event, which is the one I was like, please don't cancel Jungle Cruise on me. I've been waiting for this movie like 3 or 4 years, just slowly as they just keep delaying it and delaying it and delaying it. Of course, they did have to postpone the event to this Thursday, which is the day the movie opens. So it'll be open in theatres prior to us even seeing it.
Yeah, exactly right.
We'll see if we even get to it anyway. Exactly, who knows? Right. We might be.
And of course, you bought a shirt and everything for the event.
We said that last week. Yeah, I bought my jungle shirt.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting to get the text to say, come and pick it up. I have to pick it up, and hopefully I can wear it to the event on Thursday. But if we're going into another lockdown, which is probably likely, I'll just sit in here.
Oh, the numbers are coming down again.
Yeah, but
from yesterday.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not feeling good about it. I'll just sit in
here. But
the
lucky thing is we don't have a lot of people in the community.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Which is good.
So I'll wear my jungle shirt in here while I watch my Jungle Cruise. Whether that be on a screen or on Disney Plus or whatever, I'll just cry to myself in my jungle shirt.
And he will too, trust me.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll see. We'll keep you updated on the Jungle Cruise situation next week.
Yeah, it's a shame. I was really looking forward to that.
We'll see it. We'll see it somehow. I just really want to see it on a big screen, cinema screen. They're doing a fancy event and everything. It's always a shame.
Yeah.
But if you got to do it, you got to do it.
That's right. Can't do much about it.
So we'll see. We'll see it somehow over this next week. Hey, I got screwed over by YouTube at the moment.
Oh, fucking YouTube.
Can we talk? I guess we can talk about it.
Of course you can talk about it. Screwing everybody over at the moment.
Fucking everyone that's
and
not
they
a
never
US
give you
citizen.
help either.
No,
They don't.
YouTube is the worst for help. Unless you're over like 100,000 subscribers and have you somehow manage to get a partner manager. I know a lot of people over 100,000 don't even get the partner manager. But some people get very lucky, get their partner manager, and they actually liaise with them quite well. But if you don't have your partner manager, you're pretty fucking screwed for any kind of luck, for any kind of help.
So you even hear big subscribers like Casey Neistat, guys like that.
Oh, yeah, well, that's what I mean.
You know, they get screwed over as well, and they don't get help from them.
Yeah, exactly right. So you email them, and they just don't help. They can't answer you, or they're like, oh, sorry, we can't answer this question for you. Or some bullshit. Anyway, what's happening at the moment is they've introduced this new tax where the US government is taxing any foreign YouTube user or fucking YouTube channel.
Creator.
That's what I'm looking for. So they've decided to slap a fucking between 25 to 30% tax on all YouTube creators that are creating content outside of the US on their views. That are coming from within the US.
Yeah, exactly right. So how can they determine that?
Well, I'm sure, obviously there'll be...
YouTube will...
Well, because you go into my analytics and it tells you where my views have come from. They'll know, because it'll all be fucking geo-located.
Yeah.
And it'll be determined what ads are being put on what videos, will determine where you are. So they'll know where viewers are coming from. But they're taxing any ad that's being viewed in the US, they tax the money that you make on that ad 30%. So I noticed yesterday when my money came through for last month... Because what happens is you'll make your money through the month. You'll create a dashboard. Will give you a kind of a rough estimate of what you're making for the month. But then on around like the 9th-ish, 10th of the month, of the following month, you'll go into your AdSense will update. It'll tell you exactly how much you're making. And then on the 21st, you'll get paid out. So I got my payment yesterday and I looked at it. I thought, that's quite low. I was thinking, shit, did I only make that much last month? I was thinking, shit, I thought I made quite a bit more than that. So I went onto the AdSense account and discovered that they had taxed me 30%, which was a fucking decent chunk of my pay.
Yeah, exactly right.
And then, of course, I pay taxes in my own country, and I have a problem with paying taxes. You have to pay the taxes. So I fill in my tax return every year, and everything I earn on YouTube, I tax. I pay tax on. Same with Patreon or any money that is incoming, I pay my taxes on. So now what YouTube are doing is they're taking this 30% off your entire lot of money, and then they take 30%, and then whatever percentage is still left is what I get paid, obviously.
Yep.
But then I still have to claim that
and
on
get
tax within
again
Australia.
On it, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So I have to then get taxed on that in Australia, another 25, 30%.
Yeah, exactly.
So essentially getting taxed 50, 55% of my earnings.
Yeah, that's right. It just doesn't make it economical. It doesn't make it worthwhile. No.
So they flagged creators about this back in April.
Yeah.
Late March, probably.
Yep.
Oh, we're going to introduce this new thing. Make sure you fill out these forms if you're from a country with a tax treaty with the US, aka Australia and the UK and whoever else. Yeah.
Brazil, everywhere. Many countries.
Don't know about Brazil. I assume so.
Yeah, well, they do. I was reading a list yesterday.
So all these countries, anyway. So any country that has a tax treaty should be exempt of having to pay this 30%.
Well, some have an exemption and some have to pay a smaller amount of tax.
Yeah. So anyway, some countries with the exemption don't have to pay the tax. And we, as far as I'm aware, should come under that bracket.
We are. Well, we do.
I filled out all the forms that they asked me to fill out, and it's all sitting on there. On the account saying it's been confirmed and it's completed and 0% tax, all this bullshit, they still tax me 30%. And I'm seeing a lot of people complaining on Twitter about it as well. I reached out to them. I was like, what's going on? Oh, we're really sorry to hear about this disappointing blah, blah, blah. They've got a chat on there now, which makes it a little bit easier. He's like, let me look into this for you. He goes, oh, yes, I've found the forms that you filled out. Please give me 5 minutes. It took like 10 minutes to read over the form, whatever the fuck he was doing. Comes back and goes, I can confirm that we received these forms on the 8th of April.
That's it.
I was like, 10 minutes for that? I was like, can you give me some more information, please? I was like, have they been filled out incorrectly? So because if they've been filled out incorrectly, please inform me. I'll fill them out correctly. Please give me another 5 minutes. 5 minutes. He comes back. He goes, under these new laws that have been introduced, if you are a creator outside the US, you'll have to pay this 30% tax, blah, blah, blah. Here's the information about it. Send me through all these links. I'm like, you just give me the information I already know. You gave me this information before. So what are you doing? Is he even reading the form, or what the hell is he doing? I said, can I please get some information? Have I filled this in incorrectly? And I also want to know how to get this money back that I don't believe I have been rightly taxed.
That's right.
Oh, please give me another 5 minutes. Goes off for 5 minutes. Then he comes back. He goes, I'm going to hand this over to the international team.
Yep.
And the international team will get back to you within the day. I said, okay, that's fine. I said, can you also find out how I can get my money back? I want to know that, and I want to know how, whether I need to refill the forms. He goes, yes, I'll get back to you within the day. So he got back to me last night. So the same guy got back to me, not the international team. The same guy. Hello, I'm the one who's looking after your thing. Under this US law, you have to pay 30% tax on any earnings, on any earnings paid by viewers in the US. Same shit he has already given me. Here's the information. If you want to know, if you need to fill in the forms, you can find them here. I wrote back. I said, you have told me this like 3 times. I want information. Have I incorrectly filled out the forms? What's the issue here? I need to know. I haven't heard back from him.
And we're from a country that has a treaty. Well, we're not supposed to be. We legally don't need to be paying tax in America because we're paying taxes on that money in our own country.
What I want to know is what benefits do I now get from the American system?
Well, exactly right.
If I'm paying taxes to the American system, where's my green card? Where's my my benefits? My
healthcare benefits,
pension?
your pension, all that sort of stuff.
Not that we really want the American healthcare benefits, but not much of a healthcare system over there.
Exactly right.
But yeah, where's my fucking? Am I going to get a pension if I'm paying my taxes in America now? I don't mind paying taxes, but I'm not paying double tax.
You should be paying tax in the country. You should be paying.
This is like,
and you shouldn't be paying it in America because of that tax treaty.
Imagine me watching something on Netflix, right? And they go, "Oh, you've watched and then Netflix goes to the studio in America and goes, "Oh, hey, Warner Brothers, this guy in Australia just watched your movie on Netflix. We need to take 30% from whatever you've earned from them watching the movie."
Yeah.
Or, you buy a DVD and, we have to take, someone in Australia watched your movie on DVD. We need to take 30% of your profits from that.
Or they add 30% to the price of it because that's what they're going to take.
Yeah.
And you pay 30% more.
So fucking stupid, man.
Just crazy.
So I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. There's a lot of people who are confused and who are
there's people right across the world.
Who are like, we have this tax treaty. I've filled out the forms. What the hell is going on? And YouTube, of course, just will not.
No.
It's like pulling teeth. Any time I've ever had an issue with them, they are so unhelpful.
No, exactly right. They are just somebody out there needs to start a new platform. Yeah. I reckon let's get all the Australian creators together.
Yeah.
And start our own fucking platform.
See, that's the thing. I'm not even a big creator.
No,
I'm
that's
a
right.
small creator, and what they've taken from me is a decent chunk of my pay. But then I'm imagining any large creators, like there are heaps of big creators in Australia, whether that's hundreds of thousands or over millions of subscribers. They will be losing a fucking shitload of money.
Yeah, that's right.
And I feel for them.
Yep.
And then they'll be getting shitloads of fucking... It'll be the same thing where it'll be 50% of pay in the end once you've been
have to read
taxed.
more into the American tax system because I don't know a lot about it. Ours is really quite simple. But I mean, like with our tax system here, we have a tax-free threshold, which is 18,000 something.
Yeah.
So anything you earn up to that is not taxable.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you work for somebody and you only get paid $15,000, but they've been taking tax out of that money all year, well, then at the end of the financial year, which is the end of June, you can claim that money back and you'll get it all back.
Well, I know it must be the same in the UK because I got a payment in the UK because I did a little bit of work while I was over there like 2 years ago, and then the company that I was working for went bust and they went into administration and they were bought out, and during the buyout they were like, "Oh, you were owed this much money."
Yeah.
And I got the payout, and then the British government taxed me on that, and that was like maybe a year ago, and only like a month or so ago I got another notification from them, was like, "Oh, because you were taxed on this money, we taxed you and we shouldn't have taxed you, so here's the tax back."
Oh God.
And same with when I'm on Amazon, because I used to do a lot of Amazon affiliate marketing, I filled out this exact same form.
Yeah.
to avoid
That's right.
my earnings on Amazon affiliate links being taxed.
Yeah.
Never once been taxed on Amazon. And when you first set up the Amazon affiliate account, they make you fill in these forms.
Yeah.
So I've done that. I've never had issues. So what's the issue now with YouTube and they've taken... So I don't know. Look, as far as I'm aware, we are with the tax treaty. We should be exempt from paying this tax. And I don't know whether there's some system in place where if you've been taxed internationally, you then get a lower tax rate in Australia. I'll have to read into it properly. So it doesn't sound like I'm spouting shit.
So I think YouTube are just too fucking lazy to actually put a proper system in place.
Mm-hmm.
They just have a blanket and throw a blanket over everybody, and say, well, you're going to get charged, 25 to 30% tax. And if they say, they might just say 30% right across the board. And if you want the money back, you can come and chase us. Make you do the work.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
It's madness.
Guarantee
It's
it.
the worst. They never want to
guarantee it.
It was like this thing with the copper laws come in, the Child Online Protection Act or whatever it was, and they were like, any video that is kid friendly shouldn't be getting monetized or whatever it was. And then there was this whole thing because it was so ambiguous about what considered child friendly. A lot of my videos about cartoon characters, and one of their stipulations was cartoon characters. And it's like, well, my videos aren't aimed at children. Mine are aimed at like an older audience who's interested in the history of these characters. So then where's the fine line? And they were like, we can't give you any information.
Right.
They're like, we can't.
Yeah, and that was YouTube again. They just there's completely non-committal about anything.
Yeah. But I kind of understood that one because that was enforced upon them by whatever agency over in the US that was in control of that, and YouTube got a massive fine because they were taking information from children using their platform in advertising marketing. But then, so they were like, oh, this is out of our jurisdiction. We can't give you any information.
But they have the kids' YouTube too, don't they?
Yeah, they have.
Have they always had that?
I don't know if it always, but they've had it for a number of years. They had it certainly before this copper thing happened.
So it's like anybody that's under the...
To sign up for a YouTube account, I think you have to be 16 or maybe 18. Yeah. You have to be... But all these kids are using their parents' accounts and... I don't know. Anyway, that's another issue.
That's not our fault. That's YouTube's fault.
Or it's the parents' fault for letting their kids
exactly right.
Anyway, that's another issue that we've been over and has been sorted and is fine because that never affected me.
Yeah.
But this
tax one.
So the problem is, like, if I'm getting 50% of my tax, if I'm getting 50% of my earnings taken away, it's not worth me doing it anymore. You can't live on it. Yeah.
You can barely live on what you get out of it now.
Yeah, I know.
Like...
I'm just like kind of... I'm above a minimum wage earning, which is nice.
Not really.
Well, I am. When you take the 12 months into account, I looked at my last month's pay, I was over minimum wage. That's what I'm saying, anyway. Which is okay to begin with, but then once you get that 50% tax taken away, it's not fucking worth
exactly
it.
Right.
Like I would have to be making double what I'm making now to then again be making what I'm making now. Yeah, that's right. How long is it going to take to...
And like the pay rates have gone down as well since the pandemic last year.
Oh yeah.
Like these few months here were the highest paying months, and last year they were good paying months, but now they're just normal. They're not.
Yeah, I saw a little spike, but not much compared to other months.
Yeah,
but all my months are usually a little bit better than the last anyway. So I don't know whether to attribute that to anything. I don't know. So anyway. This could be the end.
It could be the end of Dave Lee Down Under.
Yeah, well, quite literally. I could not continue doing it, especially not like 12-hour days, 5, 6, 7 days
7 days a week. Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes, it's just not sustainable as a career anyway.
No, exactly.
As a hobby on the side, maybe I do a little bit here and there, but it would never be anything. It could
video
not be
a month.
Something. Yeah. Exactly right. Work on a Cartoon Evolution in the background.
Yeah, exactly right. You have to go and get a real job.
Yeah. And then I'm not going to be bothered when I come home to make a Cartoon Evolution.
Exactly right. No.
So, I don't know. We're going to have to see what happens.
So we hope it's not the end of Dave Lee Down Under, but it could very well be.
Well, unfortunately,
people. Yeah.
As there's no way it could. That is a
sustainable It's not
living.
Sustainable. No, it's not. It's not. But we'll engage it. We'll engage a tax lawyer.
Yeah, we're going to figure out what's going on.
And once we get some more information, we'll get in touch with a guy. We know we've been given the name of a very good tax lawyer in Australia.
Yeah,
who knows international taxes and deals with it every day. So
I'm just going to go on and try and get a little info. That's why I contacted YouTube. I thought before we engage anyone, just get a little bit of information. But it's like pulling teeth to get anything.
Oh yeah.
So we're just going to try and just put the feelers out there and be like, okay, where do we stand on this? Like, have we been misinformed? Do I have to pay this? Or how do I get around paying less tax? And I don't know. It's just going to be...
No, well, let's see. I was reading stuff last night, and we do have that tax treaty with Australia.
I thought, yeah.
It's there.
Well, that's what I said. I've never had to pay tax on Amazon affiliate marketing.
And
so
that tax law was brought in for expat Americans initially, but it's applied to anybody earning an income from America outside of America.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll see how it turns out. But I don't know. I think it could be just a cock up on their end where they've accidentally applied the tax to everyone and they'll rectify it. I don't know.
Exactly.
You have to get to the bottom of it. They're being non-verbal about it.
They've been completely non-committal.
This is what you need to do. Here are the forms. I know you just told me I've already filled the forms in.
And you've just told me when I filled them in and when they were submitted and...
Bullshit.
Well, it's just ridiculous.
So we'll see. This could bring down the empire, the Dave Lee calendar.
Well, it could completely fuck up YouTube.
Well, exactly right. It's not just me. This is every creator outside of the US has been dogged by this.
Exactly right.
So I don't know. At the end of the day, maybe the form was incorrectly filled on my behalf. Maybe there was one thing that I did incorrect, but I need that answer. I need the answer. What was incorrectly filled on the form so I can do it again.
Yeah.
And not make that mistake, and then we move on from it.
Yeah. Well, I've looked at the form, and there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it.
Yeah. Anyway,
but
we're half an hour into the show now.
I said we'll engage a tax lawyer and we'll sort it out.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said to them
Hopefully.
yesterday. That's what I said to YouTube. I was like, well, I'm going to have to engage in an outside party. I haven't heard back from him, so... It's almost like he's gone, oh, yeah, let me look into this. And then he's like, oh, shit, I can't comment on this.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Take 10 minutes to look over this one-page form with like 3 sections and then just give me this same drivel that he's given me 3-4 times and then sends it back to me through email. Oh, we'll get the international team onto it. And then he emails me back the same shit. Oh, hi, my name's redacted.
Yeah.
And it's the same guy I was talking to.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've got screenshots and everything.
You sent him a message back, didn't you?
I did last night.
I would have said, you're the guy I was speaking to earlier.
Yeah, I did. I said, I spoke to you earlier and you were giving me the exact same information you gave me before 3 times. And he hasn't replied.
Yep.
So we'll see if I get replied tonight or whatever. Anyway.
We might get into a chat late tonight when they're open.
Yeah.
You might get somebody different. You might get
please give me some more answers. Hey, it's going to be a light and happy show today.
Well, people are going to know about that shit.
I know. I mean, this could probably go under the noses of a lot of people.
Yeah.
I reached out to some people that I know here in Australia who are also doing YouTube, and I'm like, hey, did you realise this? I'm like, oh, shit. I got to look into it. So I was... anyway, there we go. We're going to figure it out. So this week, what we've been watching, huh? I didn't really watch much this week because I did my Space Jam trailer breakdown. Oh, no, not trailer, the fucking movie breakdown, Easter eggs.
Yeah.
And it took me like 3 or 4 days, more than I'd hoped for it to. I was hoping it was going to take me like a day and like 2 days. And I was just slow on it. So Monday, I didn't watch anything. Tuesday, I watched some old movie that people aren't really going to care about. Wednesday, I think I did some cartoon news thing in the morning. Yesterday, I watched The Stepford Wives. Have you ever watched this?
I don't like it.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I have.
With Nicole Kidman.
Oh, no, I haven't seen have I seen that one? I've seen the original.
Oh, from the 70s.
Yeah,
not that one.
That was pretty awful.
Yeah, apparently it's like a cult thing.
Yeah, it is.
Watch the new... Well, it's not new.
I can't remember if I have seen it or not.
It's got Nicole Kidman, Ferris Bueller, a.k.a. Matthew Broderick.
I've got a feeling I have.
Christopher Walken. I reckon you probably have at one point. Who else was in it? There's a lot of people in it. Oh, Bette Midler was in it.
Yeah,
Glenn Close was in it. Directed by Yoda, a.k.a. Frank Oz. I thought it was enjoyable. It's one that gets trashed a lot. And I understand why. It's pretty over the top and pretty, I don't know. It's a very wacky movie. You can imagine from the guy who played Yoda and a bunch of Muppets. Really. Well, it's an interesting kind of social commentary because these two people, Nicole Kidman's character, she's like a high-profile executive and then has this massive. She gets sacked and has a massive meltdown, and Matthew Broderick's like, okay, we're going to move to this town called Stepford, which is like the idyllic paradise, and things are not quite what they seem. It's like this weird kind of science fiction-y thing. If you don't want to know the twist of the movie, block your ears. I can give you some time, and you just come back in like 5 seconds. Turns out all the women in the town are robots, and all the men have like turned them into robots because they want like the perfect wives.
Yeah, that's right.
You can't block your ears now. So
they're not going to hear you tell them to unblock their ears.
No. Oh, well.
Come back.
Well, that's not going to help people who are listening.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, I thought it was okay. I thought the social commentary was kind of interesting, and I think it's a bit ahead of its time. It's definitely something you would see coming out now. But when did this release? Maybe like 2004, I was going to say, yeah. It's probably, I feel like you didn't get a lot of stuff like this back then. I feel like that's partly why it gets trashed a bit, and it would certainly get trashed if this movie came out now. Oh, boy. But I liked it. I thought it was okay. It was very over the top and very wacky and weird, and but I thought it was fun because I kind of knew what I was going into.
Now, was it shite or all right?
Very fine line, I would say. I'd say it was just
All right.
just on the edge.
It's
Oh, you mean the actual IMDb rating? Oh, yeah, definitely a shite, yeah. Yeah, it's got shite all over the place. But I thought it was okay. So I watched that one. I like Nicole Kidman. I like Ferris Bueller, a.k.a. Matthew Broderick. Everyone in there is good, so.
There's a lot of stuff with Nicole I'm not really warm to for some reason.
Yeah, well, she does a lot of weird drama stuff. It's not always great. But when she does something that's a little bit different, I like it. So that was okay. That was really all. Oh, this morning I watched Sergeant Bilko. Steve Martin, film. Probably the most Steve Martin movie out there. He's just like on full Steve Martin form, really.
Yeah, probably.
As far as like the comedy and just the over-the-top, weird, stupid shit. I always remember it being, because I'm a huge Steve Martin fan. You'll know if you listen or watch my stuff a lot. Love Steve Martin, always have. But for some reason, I think I've only ever watched this one maybe once before. Maybe once, twice, maybe some little bits and pieces here and there. And I've always remembered it not being great. But I rewatched it today and actually really quite liked it. I thought it was a lot better than I thought. Some of like really funny jokes in there. Maybe I'm just like at this age now where I just think stupid shit's funny now.
Yeah.
Just that old humour.
Yep, exactly right.
But they're like
you probably spent too long in England and you picked up the pretty.
Yeah, maybe.
It's got a very British sort of humour about
I've always been Steve Martin fan, always. But if he's too Steve Martin, I can't do it. Like a lot of his comedy specials and stuff is just too much sometimes for me.
Yeah,
like the wild and crazy guy, whatever it was. Like some of that older like stage stuff that he did, it's hard for me to watch because he's just too much.
Yeah.
And I feel like Sergeant Bilko was a bit like that, but I enjoyed it this time round. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I would be. I've got the whole Steve Martin box set, which is like I think it's called the Steve Martin, the TV stuff or something. It's all these TV specials and appearances on talk shows and Saturday Night Live, best bits. See, I never really liked his Saturday Night Live stuff, which is interesting, but I adore his movies if he just dials it down a little bit.
Yeah. So one of my favourite films of his was, I think we spoke about it a week or two ago, was, what was it called? The, one
don't know.
She worked in a shop.
Roxanne?
No.
Shop Girl.
Shop Girl. Yeah.
See, but that wasn't really, it was like a dramedy.
Yeah.
So that was very, very different to what he usually does.
And I really liked that film.
See, I love, like even like Father of the Bride is very much like that as well.
Yeah.
Stuff like Roxanne or The Jerk is good. The Man with Two Brains. Yep. Bowfinger is like my favourite, one of my favourites. I love all these movies, but yeah, sometimes it's a bit much. Yeah. But this one, I really liked it, revisiting it. And sometimes on a Friday, because usually I'm working on my podcast, on the run sheet for the show on a Friday morning, I just put something on in the background that I don't like need to be 100% watching. I can just kind of go between, something I don't need to focus on.
Yeah.
And this morning I sort of started that and then just got distracted and would just end up watching the whole thing. I really liked it.
Yeah, I enjoy that film.
Yeah, 5.9 it's got on IMDb, so that would officially be a...
Oh, really?
Just on the edge. Yeah, well, you had it up there. And I just had a little glimpse over it. 5.9. You might have to hit the back page to go back.
Maybe.
There you go, 5.9. So just a... Or 5.8.
5.8.
Just. There you go. So those were my two decent catalogue watches this week. We watched a few newish movies as well. I don't feel like we watched really anything that was that great last weekend.
No.
Honest Thief, Liam Neeson.
Yeah, it was
good.
It was okay.
We wanted a Liam Neeson. We wanted a Liam Neeson action film, and we got it.
Yeah.
You really know. You know
It's
exactly
just,
what you're
it's
in for.
exactly right.
They're all fucking same.
They're all the same.
All exactly the same.
Yeah.
There's always a scene where he's on the phone, like telling someone off.
Yeah, I'm coming to get you.
Yeah.
I'm going to hunt you down. I'm going to get you.
I was just a regular guy, and then he turns out to be some fucking crazy, like, ex-assassin or spy or some shit.
It was a bit ordinary, but it was okay. It was watchable.
I enjoyed it. We watched The Secret Garden, which is the remake. Well, not really remake, a new adaptation on the old novel, which I remember really liking as a kid. I remember really liking the movie too. I don't really remember much about it. I don't know what I felt about the new one though. Really.
Yeah,
it's a bit boring, a bit flat.
Was a little bit.
Of course, we went into it. We were like, "Well, this one's got Colin Firth in it, Mr. Wet Blanket. This could
Always
be."
The same.
We were like, "This could be," but then I was like, from memory though, that the character that he plays isn't in the original novel a lot. I don't remember the character being it, and he wasn't in the movie much.
Oh, I don't know the book, so
yeah, but he wasn't in the movie much, was he? So I was like, yeah, from memory, the character's not in the book that much. So he wasn't on screen. Like we always say, I like him. I really like him. I think he's great. He's a great actor, but a lot of the stuff he does, it ends up just being like really boring.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this has got Colin Firth in there. Is it going to be any good? And it was pretty much what you expected from
Right. Exactly. We knew it. Because you're going, oh, you know who's in this? I got who's Colin Firth. Oh, this could be bad.
It wasn't necessarily bad. It was just a bit. It was just a bit slow,
dull
a bit
and
dull.
slow.
It's supposed to be a kids' movie too. I mean, I don't see a kid retaining. Imagine a kid going to the cinemas.
There's no way.
No way.
There's no way a kid would sit there through that.
Nah.
No way.
Anyway, it was okay.
Move on.
Yeah. We watched Rams, the Australian version, not the original Icelandic version. Mm-hmm. This has got Michael Keaton. Not Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton, Australian actor, and Sam Neill, Kiwi actor that we like to claim as our own Australian.
He's Australian.
Yeah,
as far as we're concerned.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kiwis, we took your man again, bro.
He still lives over there though, doesn't he? Still.
Yeah, he does. He's actually a sheep farmer.
Yeah, he's got a farm. He's got a winery and everything.
Yeah,
2 paddocks.
Yeah.
He follows me on Twitter.
2 paddocks, is it?
Yeah, it's him.
Oh.
Didn't you know that?
No, I didn't know.
I bet you've heard of 2 paddocks.
I know 2 paddocks.
Oh, there you go.
Wine.
Yeah, oh really?
Yeah,
it's Sam Neill.
Oh really?
Yeah,
there you go.
His Twitter handle is like 2 paddocks.
Oh yeah, we've had his wine.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
Surprise.
Very drinkable.
Yeah. He follows me on Twitter. I don't think it's him. It's probably whoever's running the PR.
And your mother thinks it's really drinkable.
Oh, of course she does. It's funny. Sometimes you get like these celebrities who have Twitter accounts, and when they first start up their Twitter account, they just follow everyone who follows them.
Yeah.
To kind of build up their thing. So you'll occasionally go onto someone's Twitter account and it'll be like, this person is followed by Barack Obama. Because they did, obviously his PR was like, just follow everyone who follows him at one point. And then even John Cena, when John Cena did it, he's just followed a whole bunch of people. And Sam Neill, I looked recently, I was like, Sam Neill follows you. I was like, what? Must have been the same sort of deal. Oh, some PR's gone, just follow everyone.
Just follow everyone. build up your followers.
Yeah. We also watched one called Rock the Casbah with Bill Murray, Kate Hudson, Bruce Willis, Danny, what's his name? Kenny Powers, played Kenny Powers.
What's his name?
Jeez, what's his name? Danny
McBride.
Danny McBride, of course.
That's right.
Zoe Deschanel.
Scott Caan.
Yeah, Scott Caan. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Heaps of people in it, but they just kind of drift in and out of the movie, don't they?
Yeah.
But Bill Murray's like the main guy. It's really hard to explain because it just like the narrative switches 3 or 4 times, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does a bit.
He's like this aging rock manager who's never been really good, and he elaborates his past and all this shit. They end up going over to Afghanistan for some reason, like on a music tour.
Yeah.
And then, so that's like your first switch, and then he's in Afghanistan for a bit, and then he winds up with some group of people. That's the next switch, and then he spends a bit of time with them, and then the next switch is he discovers this young girl who's got this young Muslim girl, Afghan girl, who has an incredible voice, and pushes her to join like the Afghani version of
The Voice, or
the voice of
American
Idol.
Idol,
Yeah. But apparently a true story. Didn't realize until the end. It was like this was based on a true story.
Yep.
So then the last like act of the movie is him like trying to get this this young girl through the thing, and of course there's a big outrage because the woman shouldn't be on the stage singing in front of everyone and whatever else. I thought it was quite good.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I like that's probably
the trading is.
Yeah.
Like we always say, we've watched some good films that have got shite ratings. But
what is that? Probably like a 5.8 or something,
5.5.
is it? 5.5, yeah. So even like... Because I looked on... you do the double thing where you then look at Rotten Tomatoes.
Yep.
So it's got a 5.5 there on IMDb. But if you go to Rotten Tomatoes and you go... Rock the Casbah... Rotten Tomatoes is very slow. Bear with me. Oh, no. So even that's 7% critics and 28% audience.
Oh, really?
I'm sure I saw good ratings for it somewhere. Maybe Letterboxd. I'm sure I saw a bunch of reviews that were like, it's really not that bad. There was something that made me buy it anyway. Because if I'd seen that, I would have been like, yeah, not worth
Probably
it.
because of Bill Murray in it.
Probably, yeah. It was cheap. I think it was part of that deal. Anyway, I can't find it. Here it is, Rock That Casbah, Letterboxd. It's got like a 3 on Letterboxd. There's some good reviews on there. And I usually tend to trust these because it's just regular people putting in their say. A lot of a lot of 4 stars, 4.5, 3.5. Yeah. And I thought, it looks okay.
Yeah.
I always liked Bill Murray. I liked it. It's good.
Actually, I didn't mind it.
I definitely recommend checking it out. It's a bit rocky.
Yeah.
It's not the best.
It's not the greatest film you ever
nice.
watched, but it's just a nice little film.
I liked it, yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Oh, there you go.
I did enjoy
There
it.
you go. TV-wise this week, we finished Defending Jacob.
Yeah,
We've been talking
didn't
about
take
that for a
long.
few weeks. No, we got it done in like 3 nights.
Yeah, something like that.
That's the Apple TV program with Steve Rogers.
Yep, Captain America.
Captain America.
Not as Captain America.
No, as Chris Evans.
As you said last week, you haven't missed a Marvel series.
No, it's Chris Evans, who's terrific. I love when they see him doing something that's a bit outside of Marvel because he always, I think a lot of these people who get hampered down to these superhero genres always try to do something a little bit different when they do like another movie.
Yep.
And particularly Chris Evans really loves doing indie stuff.
Right.
And he's just like, that's what, and he's said in the past, he's like, once I leave the role, he's like, I just want to focus on just doing indie films and directing indie films. And
he doesn't need to get paid for them.
Exactly. And it's just easy. You can imagine it'd just be easier than being stuck in a studio role for however long.
Exactly right.
I wouldn't say stuck because I'm sure he enjoyed it, but
exactly.
Especially contractually, you got to do 7, 8, 9 movies.
Yeah, but we're going to pay you $50 million for every movie. I wouldn't mind being stuck in that contract.
So anyway, it's a good show. I don't want to spoil the ending because I feel like a lot of the Apple stuff has gone under the radar.
And the young guy in that, what's his name?
Oh yeah, I can't remember his name. I can never remember his name, but he's so good.
He is excellent.
He's so good.
We've seen a couple of things he's been in.
Yeah. Well, he was in that other Bill Murray movie that you like, Saint or other.
St. Vincent.
St. Vincent, that's right.
Yeah. No, he's good little actor.
Very good.
Very good little actor.
What's his name?
Jaden Martell.
Yeah. He was also in Knives Out with Chris Evans as well.
Yeah.
Michelle Dockery's in it too, who's the mother. She's great.
But it keeps you guessing the whole time, doesn't it?
And even after it, you're still guessing, like,
did he or didn't he?
Did the kid kill the kid or what? I was even, like, questioning Chris Evans at one point, like, maybe it was him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't think that at one point at all.
Particularly the last couple of episodes, I'm like, maybe it's the dad. Maybe that's why, because we said last week, you've got the dad who was so adamant that the son did not kill the child, but then the mother has kind of questions. The mother's like, well, maybe I think our son did kill this kid. But then I was thinking, well, there's got to be a reason why he's so adamant that this kid didn't. Anyway, I don't want to.
I just put that down to the fact that he was a public prosecutor.
Oh,
and
yeah,
could
me
see
too.
through it.
Yeah.
Because that sort of person has a bit of a.
Yeah, but it's just it had me guessing.
Yeah.
Questioning.
Yeah, no, I didn't think that at all at any point. But when now you mention it, it's like maybe he did because the kid was a bully and
who knows?
Yeah, well, no, I didn't think that at one point at all.
So anyway, great little show. Check it out if you can. I think it was like how many episodes? 8?
8 episodes.
And very easy watch. Well, not easy watch. It's pretty heavy. But it's
7.9 on IMDb too.
But
we
smashed through it. We've also smashed through Physical, which is one of the newer Apple TV ones. Well, I thought because a lot of the Apple TV stuff's 8 episodes, and the 8th episode of this goes up tonight. Well, last Friday. It went up last Friday. Yep. So I was like, all right, we'll start it this week and we'll get it done by the end of the week and we'll have the whole series done. Turns out there's actually 10 episodes, so we're going to have to watch it week by week now. But we smashed through 7 episodes in 2 nights, 3 nights.
3 nights.
Yeah.
2.
It's the one with Rose Byrne.
Yep.
Of course, great Australian actress.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of other people in there as well.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's great.
You sort of
weird.
Watch this whole series through her head, basically.
Yeah.
Her thoughts and really good fun, really good series.
Yeah, really like it. Really like it. There's been a bit of controversy over it. Of course, she's like a aerobics instructor, and they kind of really heavily angled it on that kind of side of it, and they didn't advertise the fact that the character suffers and the eating disorder. Yeah. A lot of people were kind of up in arms, like, well, you need to disclose these things.
Well, there was a warning at the.
That's fucking Google talking to us.
Really?
Yeah, the one out there.
What did she say?
Don't know.
Oh, okay. Google, shut up. Yeah, at the start of the first episode, I think there was a warning, wasn't there?
There's a warning.
And Sony, I thought they would have had that over the top of.
I think maybe the first 2. I think probably just episode by episode, because I think it's really in the first 2 shows where they actually show it. So the first 2 shows I think had the warning, but other than that, they didn't advertise it. So a lot of people have gone into the show not knowing.
Yeah.
And then, of course, a lot of people who would suffer like eating disorder or something, a lot of like things like this are what they would say triggering.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah. In the non sort
and it's actually really quite heavily weighted towards that too, isn't it? The whole series.
Yeah. So if you so there's been a lot of people are like, avoid the show if you're if you have anything, issue. Suffering anything like that. I can understand that. I can understand that it could actually trigger somebody who doesn't have a disorder. Well,
but has other issues.
Yeah. Well, that's why
something that
why they put the warning there.
Yeah.
And I'm the same. Any of my YouTube videos where there might be something a little bit like that in there, I always put that warning. A lot of my cartoon evolutions, particularly ones if I'm like focusing on like war, like if I just like briefly mention the war or anything that's like sexuality or anything like that, I always make sure to racial things. Always put a warning at the top. There's always people in the comments like, "Well, you got to put a trigger warning there." Well, fuck off.
Yeah, exactly.
But I always do that right thing and be like, this is have some overtones there.
Yeah.
But really, really like it. Yeah. And if things like that don't affect you or anything, it's definitely a really good watch.
Yeah.
Definitely great.
You can see, if you don't have those sort of issues, you can actually see the humour in it.
Yeah, well, it's a dark
really
comedy.
Dark humour.
Yeah, but I think maybe that's part of the issue then is because it's advertised as such a light, fluffy comedy.
Yeah,
then it kind of
serious.
Yeah, it kind of maybe takes
issues.
Takes the serious like dark comedy route. That's when it's then particularly triggering or maybe like offensive even.
Yep,
is the word.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's a good show. Just watch it with trepidation, depending where you are on that.
Yeah,
kind
exactly
of
right.
Angle.
And just the characters around her.
Yeah.
Really quite interesting characters, I reckon. Like her husband. And her friend, the rich friend.
Yeah.
and her weirdo husband.
Yeah. It's good. Check it out if you haven't yet. As I say, all this Apple stuff seems to just fly under. And Rose Byrne is so good. I love Rose Byrne. She's my favourite Australian film ever. Two Hands.
Really?
That was like her first film.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, with Heath Ledger. I think I don't know if she was on one of those TV shows or...
No,
I don't know where she started.
Home and Away or Neighbours.
I'm sure this was like maybe it was like her first major film. It was one of her first things anyway. They were both very young in it. I say very young, like probably early 20s. A very good movie. Any chance I get to sing my praises for Two Hands, man, I fucking love that movie so much. It's like the Australian Sopranos. Not quite. A bit of a mob film because of the mob characters. I just don't think you clicked on it properly.
Sorry?
I just don't think you clicked on it properly.
No. That's not what I was looking to open.
Well, anyway, that'll have the information you're looking for. Oh, yeah, I see what you're doing. Anyway, they actually doing... Oh, well, actually, I don't know if they are doing it now, given the lockdown. I can't remember the dates. But the Astor Theatre is doing screenings of the movie with like some garage rock band in Melbourne who has written their own score for the film. And they're going to play that score live while they play the movie on the screen.
Oh, really?
Quite interesting, yeah.
Oh.
But I don't know if I could do that because the original one had like all those Powderfinger songs in it.
Yeah.
Remember? All those really early Powderfinger songs were in it. Fantastic. There you go. So what you're doing, looking on IMDb, just feel some
just
dead
to
air
see
here.
where she was, where she sort of, what her first thing was.
There you go, you're there.
Echo Point.
Yeah, so I knew she'd done a lot of television.
Yeah, a lot of television.
And then
Sky,
and then Two Hands.
Heartbreak High.
Well, that was after Two Hands.
Oh,
You've just gone past it. There you go. That's her
yeah.
first like major thing.
Yeah.
And then she landed a bunch of big stuff, and now she's huge in America.
Yeah.
Good on her.
Yeah,
She's so good. I'll watch anything that she's in.
She's very good.
Fantastic. And Takeaway, man. Takeaway is like one of my favourite Australian comedies. I always forget she was in that. Yeah, she was the girlfriend of, I think she was Steve Curry's girlfriend in it. Or she was the girlfriend of one of them in there. Yeah, she's on she works at the shop. She works at the Takeaway shop. She's on the poster. So you can up the poster. Vince Colosimo, Steve Curry, Rose Byrne.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nathan Phillips,
that's the other guy. Fuck, that movie's good too.
Yeah.
One of the great Aussie comedies. Yeah, exactly. Well, I feel like it's like another one that goes under the radar.
Yeah, and it's probably dated.
Probably
pretty badly dated.
It's on...
Although maybe not.
I think it's on Stan. I don't know. I want to watch it again.
That and what was on Cracker Jack?
Cracker Jack was great. Mick Malloy, yeah.
Yeah.
Bad Eggs was really good. Tony Martin wrote and directed that one. Mick Malloy was in that as well. That was at the time Martin Malloy were doing a lot of stuff together.
Yeah, that's right. Great.
If you're out there listening and if you're Aussie or even if you're overseas, check out some of these movies. So good. But I remember going to see Takeaway. Me and my friend Lockie went to see Takeaway at the cinemas. Lockie D.
Della.
Yeah, we went and saw them at the cinemas, and it was us two and just some other just random guy in there. It was obviously school holidays. There's like three people. This guy right up the back, this older guy, and he was laughing while the credits were going. It wasn't even that funny. He was laughing already. So that's probably it shaped my experience a little bit with the movie. And we were like, oh, it's so funny. This guy just laughing before the movie's even begun. So fucking funny. The things you remember.
But the thing you take away from those is that it
take away.
Yeah, pardon the pun. Is the Aussie humour?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Because it's a different sort of humour,
yeah.
And the Americans don't really get our humour. And I don't think the Brits really do either, do they?
No, not at all. Alicia looks at some of our stuff and is like, that's not funny. How's that funny? So that is funny.
And they take offence to a lot of it too.
Yeah, they take a lot of offence.
Whereas we don't take offence to any of this shit. We think it's funny, but they take offence.
Sometimes I'll crack just like a stupid joke that's just such a, like not even a joke, might just be something I say, might be some sarcastic thing or something, because a lot of our humour is just sarcastic.
Yeah.
And I might just say something that's just so... Just so typically, I don't know, Australian, and she will take offence to it. She's like, what did you just say?
Yeah,
like, hang on a minute. She's got a lot better now. We kind of
she sort of understands it now.
Yeah. But especially early on, it was like I'd say something just so benign and it would be like offensive.
Because we take the piss out of each other all the time.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
But no one really ever takes offence to it. It's just how we are.
But they watch it and they think it's really weird.
Yeah.
They think it's like, oh, you never say that to someone here. Like if I call my mate like a dickhead, you fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
They would be offended by that. They would like not. Yeah.
Oh, and even using the big C word.
Well, Ricky Gervais uses it very freely, so I think
I suppose the Brits use that quite a bit.
I think it's used very freely, but I don't think you direct it at someone.
Right.
maybe
Whereas
over there.
here we do.
But it's like your friends.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
You call someone a sick
Yeah.
or a mad,
Well, yeah, some
you
people
know?
would, yeah.
Or you dumb,
Yeah.
whatever, you know. But
they would
But you
be
really
like,
don't.
hang on a minute.
You really don't sort of take offence to it. It's like
Yeah.
it's just all in jest, really.
Yeah. Anyway. Jeez, what were we
Aussie
talking
humour.
about? Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, physical. So
Physical, that's
from
right,
physical,
and we got to all that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think they like it. They like it when we ramble a little bit. So we've
Off on tangents.
yeah, we're up to date on physical now.
Yep.
Waiting for episode 8. Well, we've watched episode 8.
It was
on
good
Friday
too.
night. It was good. Yeah,
it was good.
Chernobyl. We started.
Yeah,
First
that's
one.
really good.
Yeah,
It's got a great rating too.
yeah.
hasn't it?
It's been rated like the greatest TV
9
thing
point
of
something, I
all
think.
time. Yeah, I've watched the first 2 before. Another one of these things. There's a lot of stuff. Me and Alicia will start them, and I'm like, "Oh, this is so good," and she's like, "I'm bored," so we just end up stop. We just don't
Yeah.
watch it. And this is one of those things. So
9-4.
we've started again here. Bought the Blu-ray recently.
So, how much of it had you seen? Just that first?
I think 2 episodes.
Right. Okay.
Not that I remember. I remember it as I was watching it.
Right.
I'm sure I only watched 2. And then Alicia was like, "No, I'm bored." I was like, "All right, we'll stop
well.
then." A lot of those National Geographic, well, like BBC shows, natural history shows, we'll start watching and she's like, "Oh, really into it." And then she gets bored,
Yep.
like a few episodes in. So then I end up finishing by myself.
No stamina. No stamina, girl.
So funny. Anyway, so we did that. Talking about natural history programs. Oh, yeah, but Chernobyl's very good
Yeah, it is
so
good.
far. I think almost everyone's watched it by this point. But it's a co-production between HBO and Sky, which is the English
Yep.
network.
Mm.
Yeah, very good, very good.
No, it's good.
Report.
I
next
enjoyed
week.
that first step.
5 episodes, so I'd say you would consider it a mini-series, not so much a
Probably.
limited series.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
But good length too, like an hour or
Yeah,
each.
55,
each ep-
60 minutes. I think there's one that's like an hour and 5 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. Good old-fashioned mini-series.
Nice.
Yeah. Talking about natural history stuff, BBC, The Planets, we finished it.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
And we can update.
Yeah.
Because you can update on
We
that.
can update. Now, which planet were we talking about last week? Was it Saturn?
Saturn.
Saturn. Well, I was said last week, I'm sure that the rings are made of ice.
No. You were saying that you thought they were.
Oh, no, yeah. I thought they were made of meteorites.
they were little meteorites and stuff.
Yeah, I did promise you that I was going to update. That's actually made of ice, little like particles
Icicles.
of ice. Icicles, fucking
yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
But Jupiter,
Go up there with a scotch and
yeah.
scotch and ice.
Jupiter, no, Uranus also has rings.
Yeah.
And they are made of
They're
rocks.
They're rocky, yeah.
So maybe we're a little bit confused, though.
Mm.
There you go, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a great little show. I love Brian Cox stuff. Not the actor Brian Cox, the
The
theoretical
scientist.
physicist Brian Cox, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Love his stuff.
Really quite enjoyed it, although I got nodded off on a couple of them, but
Yeah, I think both
it's
did.
late at night. And
But they're easy to fall asleep in, like those things that like
there's
that nice
that
music.
and stuff, and you're sitting back nice and warm
Yeah.
and relaxed. It's like, oh.
But it's
Yeah,
good.
no, it's excellent
So
stuff.
we did that.
Learned a lot about our
Yeah.
history
History of the universe.
history of our universe,
And our
yeah.
planets and our galaxy.
And the thing that amazed me was that, like, what's the furthest one out? Neptune.
Yeah.
Uranus
And
is
Uranus,
the second. Uranus, not Uranus. Uranus is the, what is it, 7th planet,
Something like that, yeah.
but it's colder
Yeah, it's colder than that.
than Neptune, which is
Yeah.
the 8th planet out.
It's closer to the sun, but
And
it's
it's something
colder.
like-
Weird.
1.6 billion kilometres further out than
Yeah, something
Uranus.
like that. Yeah. Weird. And
Bizarre.
they can't figure out
Just
why.
bizarre.
And it's got all these crazy storms and shit on the planet. And they
Yeah,
really
well, that's what
play-
they're saying.
Yeah.
Stu was saying on that episode was that it's probably because of those storms and stuff
Yeah.
creating friction and
Yeah.
keeping it warm.
Great
You know?
series. If you ever want to
Yeah,
learn
really
anything
good.
about your universe, check
Yeah.
out The Planets, Brian Cox. A couple of years old, but very good. The special effects are terrific. CGI work, so good.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, very good. It's like, what, 6 episodes? 5 or 6 shows? 5 episodes, I think.
5, I think.
There's 3 on the first disc, 2 on the second.
Yeah.
There you go. We watched a couple of other docu-series this week.
Mm-hmm.
Behind the Attraction is the new one on Disney+. Plus.
That's quite interesting.
Very interesting.
Mm.
Yeah. I was given the first 7 episodes. There's 10 in total. The first 5 went up last week on Wednesday. and then the last 5 will come out at the end of the year sometime.
Right.
Later in the year.
Yep.
Very good. It's like a history of the Disney theme parks, but it's like focused on each attraction.
Yeah.
So one episode's on Jungle Cruise, Space Mountain, the Star Wars ride, Star Tours, and Galaxy's Edge.
That was interesting, the Star Tours one, because we've done that.
Yeah.
But I didn't realise there's more than one story to be told in it.
Yeah, I never realised that either.
I thought it was just the one, one ride, and everybody got the same ride.
Yeah, it's like a randomised thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, to keep it more interesting.
Probably so you go back a second time and think, oh, shit, didn't see that last time.
Different, yeah. Because it's a, what do you call it, a simulator ride.
Yeah.
So the newer version of it, not the old, like the original version was just one straight ride.
Yeah.
But the newer version, it's like randomised, and it depends on just whatever you get is the location you visit on the thing. And then there was one, I can't remember what the other attractions were that were part of it. But yeah, it's a very good show. It's really fluffy and
Trains
light. Yeah, that's in the second batch though.
Yeah.
There's going to be ones on like the castles and It's a Small World. They're all coming up in that second batch.
Right.
So that's good fun. I liked it. There's a lot of stuff in there that I'd never seen before, footage I hadn't seen before, some little anecdotes and stuff I hadn't heard before, so it was quite good, even though it's very fluffy. The kids will like it. It's one that I think the family can enjoy. It's less like the Imagineering story, which was very much just like a kind of heavy-handed documentary thing.
Yep.
Which is terrific. Great series. But this is just a little fluffier and lighter. It reminded me of, remember you used to be able to send away in the mail for like a advertisement DVD?
Yeah. We've got one of them somewhere.
I've got like 3 or 4 years worth of them, yeah. I'm sure they used to do it on VHS, then they did it on VHS, then DVD.
DVD.
You could just write, or you get on there. I think they had a website, Disney Parks website, and you could write away for it was like a every year they do one. It was like basically just an ad for the parks, but it had this footage from the parks, and they were really great. It's something, and you've got that really cheery American accent over the top, and just got light and fluffy music. It feels very much like something like that. But it's good, and it's interesting, and got some good info in there. We watched another docuseries, Disney Plus as well, McCartney 321. Yeah, we watched 3 so far. To 6.
Right up my alley.
Yeah,
loving it.
Very good,
loving it.
In depth.
The only thing I'll say about it is that McCartney was never really my favourite Beatle.
Yeah,
I don't dislike him, but there are parts in it where it seems a little self-indulgent on his behalf, where he it's almost like he takes pleasure in telling you, oh, that was my idea.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
You know, I'm the one that came up with that. And I told him that we should do this, so we did that and it worked. Yeah. That type of thing, you know, and I don't like that. I don't. Glorifying yourself.
You got to wonder how much of that's in the editing though, and how much they've selectively.
You do. And as I said to you after we watched the first episode, or during the first episode, or whatever it was I would love to have been able to see, say, John or Paul or Ringo's version. What did I say?
Paul, John, and
Paul. Sorry, John, George, or Ringo's version of those same events.
Yeah.
And see what how they saw it. I don't think that anything Paul has said during it is not correct.
Yeah.
Because he always, and everything you read, he was always the businessman. He was always interested in the business of the Beatles.
Yeah.
Whereas the others just seemed to be there because they wanted to make music. You know, John never really seemed to be interested in the business of the Beatles that much.
Yeah.
They probably all were interested to a degree in the business, but I think Paul seemed to be the one that really pushed a lot of those issues, you know, business issues and decisions.
Yeah.
So it would have been nice to have been able to have the opportunity to
hear from them all.
To hear, particularly John.
Yeah.
Because essentially it was John's band. He's the one that started it, really. And to see his version of different events as well. But unfortunately, we'll never get to see that.
No. But it's good for what it is.
But the great thing about it is that having Paul come out and talk about a lot of this stuff that has over the years been mystique, I suppose.
Glorified.
Yeah. and people have assumed a lot of stuff. Well, he's
Yeah.
come out and he's speaking about a lot of things that and clearing a lot of stuff up for people as well. So it's really great that he obviously knows he's getting on in years and he's probably not got a I mean, he's a very fit and healthy man. He's probably got another 10 or 15, 20 years to go. But he knows that at some point his life's going to end, but he's going to be able to – he's leaving this legacy behind.
Yeah, I think so.
And he knows what sort of legacy the Beatles have left behind and he's left behind. And this is a really good way of him being able to document a lot of stuff as well.
Yeah, well, we've got the Let It Be doco coming out later in the year too, which is something that's been we've had a fucking 20, 30-minute discussion about in the past. But it's like the whole
on the camera.
Yeah, that's on the camera tie. Yeah, let's do it again.
It's still going. So
Yeah.
make sure.
No, but that's like the holy grail for Beatles fans because it's footage that's been like held in a vault for a long time and stuff that Paul hasn't wanted to speak about for a long time, and it's almost like he's now ready to just talk about it, just to kind of purge all this stuff that he's been holding back for all the years. So what this show is, pardon me, we didn't say. Oh, a little hiccup fit going on. It's him and a music producer, Rick Rubin, essentially just having a candid chat about the Beatles, about Paul's solo career, about his music theory, about his music composition, just everything. And they touch on pretty much everything. It's quite good. It's quite good.
And I think pretty much all the songs are actually ones that Paul was heavily involved in. Yeah. Because he can speak of it. Yeah,
because they talk about the songs and they stand over a mixer board and they've got like the track laid out and they kind of play around with the tracks and it's really quite interesting.
Yeah, cut instruments out and cut vocals out and all that sort of stuff.
Just like I just did to you then.
So that's really interesting to see and when they deconstruct it the way they do on the board, there's a lot of stuff that you can see Paul cringing at because they were mistakes, but they left them in.
Yeah,
So it's really worth if you're interested in music theory or music in general, or history of music, or even the Beatles. It's really worth your while watching it.
It's definitely worth checking out.
It's really
and it
really
just makes me more excited for the Let It Be series at the end of the year.
Cannot wait for that.
Can't wait. Going to be good. Now, this is usually where we do our Deadwood update, but of course Deadwood's been dead. No, it's decommissioned.
Oh,
I've decommissioned it. It's probably still there.
There you go.
But I've decommissioned it.
You have to play that at least one every episode. People love it.
It's the last use. No, Deadwood's done.
No, we can still do an update when we hear from the winner.
Oh, yeah.
But we haven't heard from him.
Haven't heard from the winner yet. We'll bring it back one day. But we're done with Deadwood. We still haven't decided what show we're going to do, but we need to. We need to find a new show.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Mad Men.
I think it's going to be Mad Men. We're going to start this week.
Yep.
Maybe Monday.
Yep. I think
this Monday we're going to watch one. Well, this Monday, tonight, when you were listening, we will have watched one.
We're watching it.
Yeah.
As this is dropping.
Yeah.
We're watching it.
If you're one of those lucky ones who clicks on it straight away and is listening at the time this goes live, we're watching Mad Men right now. I can guarantee you.
Exactly right.
So there you go. Watching episode 1.
Can't guarantee anything.
I can't guarantee anything on here.
No, exactly right.
We're going to have to find a new soundtrack for that. A little sound effect, sorry. I don't know what it's going to be.
I've got an idea for one.
Okay.
Once you see what they're always doing on that show, you'll know exactly what to use.
All right. I'm excited. So that's, next week will be our first Mad Men Mondays update. Oh, hopefully.
Good.
Cool.
And that's the show you can actually watch a couple in a night.
I think, well, that's what we say now, but...
No, but you can. It's not as dull.
Well, it depends on how it's held up too.
Well, that is a point.
Because that's getting on as well, that show.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be better. Anyway, we'll do it. Jesus, we're like an hour and 9 minutes into this show already.
Ooh.
We watched, this is a brand new series on Disney Plus called Turner Hooch. This is it's like a semi-remake, but it's a sequel, follow-up to the original Turner Hooch movie, 1989, with Tom Hanks and the big dog.
Yep.
And this is kind of like a follow-up to it. Of course, in the original one, Tom Hanks plays a police detective, and he inherits this big mastiff.
Is it a mastiff?
Yeah, big, I think so.
Whatever
big slobbery dog from this guy that dies, and it becomes his like partner. And in this new show, Josh Peck plays the son of Detective Turner.
Yep.
So he is also Detective Turner, and he inherits a large slobbery dog from his father. After the father, Tom Hanks, has passed away, he inherits this dog, and then it sort of becomes his partner. So it's like a semi-remake. Particularly the first episode of the show is like a semi-remake of the movie, but it's a sequel. It's what they do with a lot of these sequel movies or reboots or stuff.
Yeah.
They like retread the original movie.
Yeah.
But no, it's actually a sequel.
It almost gives you sort of a bit of a background.
Yeah.
I think it's a whole idea.
We've seen 3 shows. Only the first episode is up at the moment as we're posting this.
Yeah.
But I'm liking it.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
I didn't mind those first 3.
Yeah.
Easy to watch.
Yeah, we watched 3 in one morning. It's almost like a little mini movie.
I don't know. I don't think it'll last too long. I think
No, I
they
think
won't
maybe
get too many seasons out.
1
of
or
it, I
2
wouldn't have
seasons
thought.
maybe. Well, it's interesting because Disney Plus stuff is only... Because Disney Plus is so new, like we haven't really seen yet the longevity they're going to be giving to their series.
Yeah.
There's quite a few things on there with like two series. But that's it. It's only been around for a couple of years.
Hooch is a Dogue de Bordeaux.
Oh,
That's a French breed.
really?
Yeah.
Why did I hear it was a Mastiff?
Well, that's what it says on here.
Turner Hooch. Yeah, you might be right. Mastiff. What kind of dog? Yeah, Dogue de Bordeaux. There you go. Huh? Is Hooch a Mastiff, someone asks? He's a French Mastiff.
Oh, there you
Dogue
go.
de Bordeaux probably means French Mastiff.
Oh, maybe. Yeah,
In French.
Who knows?
It's funny because it's come out. Look at that. Images for Turner Hooch Mastiff. IMIGES. Should be images with an A.
Maybe that's French. way of
Oh, no,
spelling.
you know what? No, that's what I thought. But you know what I've done? I've set because you know how you can change your languages
Oh, God.
on here? They've got Almafad language. So I've set my Google to Almafad. Like you see more, it's spelled
You idiot.
MOWE. Mo.
Mo.
I was like, what images? No, yeah, it's I've put it to Almafad language.
God.
Anyway, so yeah, it's quite a good show.
You're a weirdo.
I know. I thought it was funny. But it's just more confusing as it seems. I watched we watched the first 3 and we're liking it so far.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see more of it, I think.
What's up to?
1 at the moment. So the second one will go
Right.
up this week.
Okay.
But I'm liking it.
So the first one goes up. When do they go up on a Friday night?
Wednesdays now is Disney Plus
Okay.
stuff. So Wednesdays, every Wednesday they go
Yep.
up. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more. So we've got to wait a couple of weeks so we can see new ones unless they send me more. Sometimes with the shows, if they send me the first 3, they'll send me the rest. And then with some other shows, they'll only send me the first 3 and then we got to watch the rest as they go on.
Yep.
Either way, whatever, we got so much to watch.
Exactly.
So yeah, if you want my full review of that, there is a full review on YouTube. You can go and check it out where I go in depth into my thoughts on it. But thanks to Disney Plus, I actually got to speak with the entire core cast from the show.
Yeah, you did.
This includes Josh Peck, Lindsay Fonseca, Vanessa Lenges, Reginald Val Johnson, who was in the original movie, is also in Die Hard, played Al, the cop. Becca Tobin, Cara Patterson, Anthony I apologize, this name, Ruiviva. Anthony Ruiviva. Apologies. And Brandon J. McLaren and Jeremy Maguire. Huge.
Jerry Maguire.
Not Jerry Maguire. Jeremy Maguire. So I got to speak to 9 of them, the entire cast.
Awesome.
I've got a full interview up on YouTube, but we'll play you just a very small little snippet right here on the Dave Lee Down to podcast.
Enjoy it.
Let's have a listen. Hi everyone, I'm Dave. I'm calling in from Australia this morning. It's a real pleasure to be able to speak with you all. I've seen the first 3 episodes of the series so far, and I'm really enjoying it. It's so much fun. And you are also just wonderful in this. Josh, I was wondering, even though you're not playing the same Turner as in the original film, the Tom Hanks version, you are playing the son of that character. I was wondering whether there was still things that you were able to take from the original movie as inspirational that kind of helped you build your character or helped you with your process, particularly, I guess, if there was anything that you were able to pull from Tom Hanks's portrayal of, I guess, your character's father.
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, I think I'm probably trying to emulate one of the greatest actors of our time at all times, even when I'm making a YouTube video. But, he's just, what's great about Tom Hanks in that time, right, is it was like right in sort of his ascent to his superstardom. And he had done big, but he hadn't done like Forrest Gump or Philadelphia yet. And so it's really cool to watch him. It's almost like a samurai, like sharpening his blade. Like you see him honing his Tom Hanksisms and all his greatness. And so whether it's like, he has these just great moments where he'll just, scream out, or there's a little bit of like a smugness to him in the movie. And I think just having like that great balance of like being likable while also being like relentlessly annoyed with this gigantic animal that's just been gifted to me. And having that kind of balance of sweetness with that comedic gruffness. And I also, there's a couple pops of color in my wardrobe throughout the episodes where I'm like, that's great. Because if you notice Tom Hanks in the original, he's wearing some 80s goodness in that movie, like some incredible pieces.
You pull it off perfectly. Like I buy that you are Tom Hanks's son when I'm watching this. So absolute props, yeah. And there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Good to have a little chat with them and everything. So thanks again.
How long did you have with them?
Well, it was all up was probably like maybe like 45 minutes to an ish, I think, all up.
Awesome.
It's great, yeah.
Good fun.
A lot of fun. But the YouTube video has been cut down. It's like a 7-minute video. So head over there and check that out if you want to have a look. A lot of fun. Let's just quickly highlight the sponsors. Of course, kicks.com.au. If you want to head over there and buy up some Blu-rays and stuff, you can use Dave15 at checkout. You get 15%
off.
off.
Sponsors.
Well, it's sponsors, they're partners, I should say. They use the code Dave15 at checkout for 15% off until September this year, 2021.
Awesome.
It's store-wide, including pre-orders, sale product, etc. And, of course, I always like to give a little shout-out to Random Space Media, who are putting out a lot of really great stuff at the moment too. You know the drill.
Yep.
Working with the studios to put out some stuff that wouldn't usually be on wide release.
Yeah, that's right.
On Blu-ray particularly. So there you go. Hey, shall we play a game of Shite? Well, yeah, let's go again. Shall we play a game of Shite or...
All right.
Hey,
sure, why
this is
not?
our game that we play on the channel.
Yep.
Our official scorekeeper, Jeff B., was straight on it this week.
Was he?
Yep. After he gave him a little bit of a last week.
A little bit of a what?
Yeah.
a little bit of a clip.
Yeah. Get back to it. Do your job properly.
Minion.
Yeah. Worker monkey, as I called him last week, on a little bike. Give me the scorecard. Give me the scorecard. He didn't send it in was that last week or a couple of weeks back? Last
Slacker.
week. I don't know, he's slacking off anyway.
No, we appreciate it.
He sent it in straight away. He's like, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Master David.
That's funny.
I'm sorry. Here's the scorecard. Please take it. No, he's fine. He's great. Thank you, Jeff. I do appreciate all the work that you do.
Yeah, exactly right.
We don't care. Send it in.
Save Dave having to go back and
yeah, exactly. It takes a little bit of work off my shoulders. So I do very much appreciate it. And no, we're not that hard on him. If he doesn't send it in, then too bad.
That's exactly right.
Whatever. It's just me being slack. So thank you, Jeff. I do appreciate it. But he did send it in this week. And I'm still in front. I'm on 16. You're on 12. I didn't go up any last week. I didn't get any correct last week. You got a couple of correct last week.
Yes, I caught up a couple.
Yeah, I also... You are now...
One behind.
Are you?
Yeah, one behind.
Because Jeff wrote on the thing that you are now...
No, because I'm sure I was two behind, wasn't I? Two behind and I caught up one last week.
That's what I thought too. Jeff, what's going on here, mate? Or did I read it wrong?
I don't know.
Should I pull up
You
the
read
thing?
it, not me.
I'll pull up the thing.
Yeah, have a look.
Because if it's wrong,
But
Jeff,
I'm pretty sure because I'm pretty sure Last week you said that I was 2 behind. So
That's what I thought.
So I'll increase
Or was
one
that-
this week and then...
Or was that 2 weeks ago?
No, it was last week.
Let me have a look. Oh, no, that's not Jeff. That's not the email I want. Jeff, here we go. Shite Or Alright, PDF. Old mate Rick. Dave guessed first. Oh, no, yeah. Rick only behind by one question. All
Yeah,
right, so
that's right.
I've got to
Yeah.
give you an extra one this week. Sorry, Jeff.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too, but I read wrong.
And you
obviously.
wouldn't stuff it up.
No. Okay, thank you, Jeff, very much. You can keep your job for another week. So you're on a deficit of one question. We're going to read one. We've got a whole bunch, of course. Tyson Turner sent in like 40-odd Shite Or Alrights for us. We've got some from Jeff as well that's been sent in. We also got a few were sent in this week by Devesh Sood, who's a long-time listener as well. So we got a whole bunch of titles here that are piling up. And if anyone out there wants to send in any Shite Or Alrights as well, please do. Just send us the link to any kind of movie you think's going to trip us up. Of course, this is the game where we read each other out a synopsis for a film. It's usually going to be something that's really obscure. We used to pull up just something random on IMDb. That's the fun of it. But a lot of people are sending us in their obscure picks, which is fun too. So we essentially read each other the synopsis without giving away any plot points that might give away the movie, like
titles, characters, actors,
all that kind of stuff. So it's and we got to decide whether it is or
All right.
And then of course you get 1 point if you get it correct. You don't get any points if you get it wrong. And of course we base whether the movie is in fact shite or alright on the IMDb score. On IMDb.com.
Anything 5.9 and below is shite.
Yeah.
Anything 6 and above is.
All right.
And we base that on how we've traditionally bought
Yep. Our movies.
So we'll go in, we'll go to JB or wherever.
Yeah.
And if we see something we think, I'm not sure about this one, we get on, and it gives us a over 6, we'll go, we'll buy it.
Yeah.
If it's under 6, we'll think,
But of course, as we've
And we'll
proven
check
today, you can have one that's
that's
below.
what I
That
say
can
all
be
the
quite
time.
good.
Yep.
So anyway, let's get into
But
it
just
this
the
week.
shite ones, we just do a little more research,
Yeah.
or sometimes we don't, depends on who's in it.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get on with the game because we're running short on time today.
Okay.
I will start this week. We're now both even on the amount of times that we've both guessed first.
So I'll get 3 this week and you'll get 2 again.
Yeah.
Right.
And I will start first and then next week you start first. So remember that.
Right, yep.
Yep. Okay, so I'll give you like the top one from so I'm going to give you 3. Let's we got to pick away at Tyson's ones because there's so many there.
Yep.
Let's get one from Tyson. We'll take one from Devesh Sood as well.
Yep.
2 each from him. And then I will give you
One of Jeff's.
one of Jeff's.
Yep.
Although Jeff has given us like...
Okay, do 2 of Jeff's and one of Devish.
Okay, let's do that. Yeah.
Because then
we'll
you've
do
still
that.
got some
Yeah.
Devish for next week.
Okay, so
Right.
we'll do 2 Tyson, 2 Jeff, 2 Devesh.
Now, did you delete any of these from last week?
Yes, deleted.
Okay, right.
Okay,
so you'll take the top one?
I'll take the top one, you take the second one.
Right.
And then I'll delete them both off this scorecard. All right. Here we go. So this one has come in from Tyson Turner. Oh, no, maybe I didn't delete any. Click on that second one. Actually, I'll click on the second one. Let me have a look.
No.
Yeah. Oh, we did both of these, I'm sure. Yeah, we did them.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first 2, I'm sure I deleted them. Mustn't have saved the document. Okay, so I'll give you the first one should be 211, which is the one I'm going to take. You'll
And
take
I'll
7-1. Yep. Okay, so here we go. I feel like we did this one too. Jeez, I'm slacking. I'm sorry, everyone. And then, okay, so 7-1 hasn't been done. So I'll give you 7-1, and you give me 8-5. Unless you already opened 7-1.
I've opened 7-1.
Oh, geez, let's scratch that from the record then. Or did you see
I didn't see the score.
Did you see the title?
Something about teachers.
Yeah, just delete that one. Sorry, Tyson. It was one called The Home Teachers, a 4.5.
Oh,
Greg and
God.
Nelson are 2 complete opposites on a mission to complete their home teaching on the last day of the month, even if it kills them. It would have been a good one. Anyway, so I'll take 8-5-8-5, and you can take 4-3-5.
Right.
Okay. Simple. Sorted now. Apologies for that, Tyson. Okay, here's one. Okay. A team of scientists. Are you ready or are you still...
No, hang on.
A team of scientists testifies that they have found the remains of a sea creature with ties to human origins, a modern-day mermaid. They claim a massive government cover-up is currently hiding the creature's existence from the general public.
Oh. Sounds like some really crappy 1950s sci-fi sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be shite.
It's going to be shite. You're locking it in?
Yeah, I'm locking shite in.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like a stinker.
It wasn't made in the 1950s, but it is a sci-fi, and it's a tally movie. It was made in 2011. It's called Mermaids, The Body Found. God. It stars it stars David Soul is the narrator. Hutch, was he Hutch? Starsky and Hutch?
Yes.
And a couple of other people you probably know by face, but not necessarily by name. Sean Cameron Michael, Jason Cope, Helen Johns. It's got a 4.7.
It's a stinker.
Yeah, it is a stinker.
Sounded like it had caca all over it.
Yep. All right, you read me the next one.
So which one was that one you did?
The top one. Oh, jeez. So you're doing 435.
435. Just bear with me for a
bear
second.
With you, yeah. Ding, dong, ding,
you can cut this bit out and edit if you want.
Well, I could, but that's just more work for me.
Fair enough.
And I won't remember. I guarantee I won't remember to do it because I don't watch the whole thing back.
Oh, okay.
Take your time.
Something went wrong there. It didn't.
Oh, my Lord. Just click on it on the iPad.
Nah, because it's pain in the ass.
Oh, I'm definitely cutting this out. Lord's sake.
Um,
Oh, my gosh. Tick tock, tick tock. You got it?
Okay.
Oh, finally got it. Righto. Yep.
Let me tell you. An elderly amusement park maintenance man, character name redacted, is trapped in purgatory, and the only way out is to confront 5 people from his past. Unfortunately, dark secrets from his service in the Philippines begins to haunt him.
Sounds really familiar. Some of it sounds familiar, some of it doesn't. Sounds like a weird, Woody Allen movie. Not that I've watched really much of his stuff, but that's the kind of vibe I get. Just a weird kind of Woody Allen comedy kind of thing. Shit. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to say it's probably shite. Sounds shite.
It's fucking awful.
Yeah.
All right.
7.3.
Oh, jeez.
It's called The 5 People You Meet in Heaven.
Oh.
And it stars John Voight, Alan Burstyn, Jeff Daniels, Michael Imperioli,
Yeah.
and a few others.
Oh, there you go.
So, yeah, it's all right.
Well, you're up 1, I'm down 1, sadly. Alrighty. So let me give you one from Jeff, yes?
Yep.
I'll give you this one right here.
You didn't. So.
No, actually, that one was from last week.
Right.
Delete. So I'll give you the next Old Mate Rick one.
So I've got to give you the 728 one.
Yeah. Oh, no, because I don't know if we've done that one. I think that one was the one I gave you last week as an extra. But give me the 728 just in case. Just in case. All right?
Yeah.
Because I don't want any more dead air. So I'm going to give you this one right here. You type away while I'm talking.
Yep.
And I've got this one up for you right here. You ready for it?
Yep.
Okay. An intellectual billionaire and 2 other men struggle to band together and survive after getting stranded in the Alaskan wilderness with a bloodthirsty Kodiak bear hunting them down.
Oh, go again.
An intellectual billionaire and 2 other men struggle to band together and survive after getting stranded in the Alaskan wilderness with a bloodthirsty Kodiak bear hunting them down.
Oh, sounds like it might be right.
Yeah?
Yeah, sounds like I've got a fair bit of scope with that.
All right, so you're saying it's all
So
right?
it's all right.
Well, unfortunately, for me.
All right, all right, all right.
It's all right. Yeah, it's called The Edge. It was made in 1997, and it stars Anthony Hopkins, Alec Baldwin, Al McPherson, Bart the Bear, and then some other people who I don't really recognise. But there you go. Yeah. Oh, it's got a 6.9. So it's fairly decent.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It just sounded like it had a fair bit of scope to.
Yeah, never heard of that one.
Story.
It's a 20th Century Fox movie. I wonder if that's
and
out on
it sounded
Blu-ray.
fairly familiar too.
Yeah.
Whether I've seen it or not, I don't know.
I'm going to see if that's out on Blu-ray or anything because that sounds quite good. Yeah. Oh, there's a Blu-ray out in America, and it's region locked, bastards.
We've probably already got it.
No, don't got it. Don't got it.
Fair enough.
Because it's region locked. Oh, it's not even out in the UK. Bastards, it's locked. I can't buy it. Can't play region locked.
Oh, you can on that crappy.
Well, I can, but the player's shit.
Yeah.
So there's no point.
Okay, your next one.
Yeah.
In the garden, a man asks his friends to do something silly for him to record on film.
What the fuck?
That was a good one.
What?
Yeah.
Go again.
In the garden,
right.
A man asks his friends to do something silly for him to record on film.
No, what is this shite? Fucking hell. It has to be shite. That can't possibly be good. What is it? Yeah, shite.
Okay.
Shite.
All right,
no.
all right, all right.
I knew it. I was thinking.
All right, all right.
7.3.
What the fuck? What is this?
It's a documentary short.
Oh, God.
Called Round Hay Garden Scene.
What?
And by the look of it, it might actually be foreign.
Oh. Some silly little foreign movie.
Adolphe Leplince,
right.
Annie Hartley, Joseph Whitley, Sarah Whitley
What
as herself.
year is this? This is probably like a really early film, and I feel like I've seen it. I feel like this is like something from like the late 1800s. I feel like I've seen
1888.
it. Yeah, I feel like I've seen this. It's just some guy doing some stupid shit in the garden, dancing around and stuff. Fucking hell. Yeah, you got me.
Oh, it's a good one.
I've seen it.
Caught up two.
There you go.
And I got the chance to catch up on a third.
You have too. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to read you one from Devesh.
Yep.
Right. Thank you again to Tyson, Jeff, and of course Devesh for sending in some of these. So we're going to read one from Devesh here. Okay. Reeling from a terrifying assault, a 19-year-old enrolls into college with his brother and pledges the same fraternity. What happens there in the name of brotherhood tests him and his loyalty to his brother in brutal ways.
I think that's all right.
You think it's all right? You've got an assist as well,
Yeah,
don't forget.
Yeah, well, give me the assist. I might as well use it.
I didn't use mine this week. So the assist is essentially I can give you like the top 3 actors that are in the film.
Yeah.
We have got Ben Schnetzer.
Oh, God.
Nick Jonas, one of the Jonas brothers, and James Franco.
No, sounds like a shite written all over it.
So
but I reckon it's going to be okay.
Yeah, it's going to be all right.
I think it's going to be
lock
all right.
it in?
Yep.
It is...
I should have known.
Yeah, James Franco's that
And
red flag.
Yep.
Should
have known.
It's called Goat.
God.
It came out 2016. You know the actors. It's got 5.7, so it's just on the edge.
Just on the edge. Yeah.
Devesh actually says he thinks it should have had a higher score.
Yeah, it sounds all right.
Said he watched it and liked it. Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
Because by the premise, it's got a fair bit of scope.
Yeah. Yeah, so there you go. That's it. So, Jeff, do your work. Sort out that...
Spilling water everywhere.
You're doing my trick.
Yeah.
So, Jeff will give us a new thing by next week.
A new update.
Hopefully.
So I'm only be 2 behind.
Yeah, jeez. Yeah, I told you it's possible. This game.
Yep.
It's a tough game. Let me save that this week so that we don't get tripped up. Thanks again to Tyson, Jeff, and Devesh for sending in some Shite Or Alrights. If anyone else out there has any, please send them on in and we'll add them to the list here, and we're just going to go through them as we can. That was this week's episode of Shite Or Alright.
All right.
All right, we've got a little bit of news this week to get into. We want to take a look at the trailer, Dune. The Dune trailer came out this week. We missed that IMAX screening where we got to view it. Blessing in disguise almost, because, you know, a bit of an effort to get out to the IMAX in the city or just outside the city.
For a half hour.
For a half hour thing and then go home. Warner Brothers did one on me on the trailer as well. They sent me, with a local team, sent me all this information about, the trailer's going to be dropping tomorrow at 10 p.m. A nice scoop. Quickly got on Twitter. No one's talking about it. I was like, shit. Can I post about this? Is this embargoed or anything? Like, go for it. Please, let people know. So I posted about it. Dune trailer tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And then I broke it down for like all the other time zones around the world, US, UK, West Coast, East Coast, whatever. Fucking tweet took off. There's a lot of people wanting Dune trailer. A lot of people... and it just went nuts, like hundreds and hundreds of likes, heaps of retweets, and just all these people chatting about, I've heard the Dune trailer drop, like fucking heaps of people were on about this Dune trailer dropping, off my advice. 10 p.m. comes, no trailer.
Oh, no.
And I was really hesitant about posting too, because I thought, I just have this feeling, because it's like a really weird time, and like it seemed a little bit early, particularly for like the American market, which is what this would be aimed for. I was really hesitant to post it. I was like, this is like my first like major kind of scoop. It's come right from the source, the studio. I was like, fuck. And that's why I was like, I'm going to post it. It's come from the studio. I trust it. And 10 o'clock comes and it's gone. Heaps of people were like tweeting me like, you're a liar, or like, why have you said this? Or just like, of course, this was wrong. And then I'm getting all these memes coming at me. One was like this picture of Shrek, which was like, of course, an Australian account gives us a tip-off on Dune and it's incorrect. And there's a picture of Shrek like, doing this sort of face. I was like, oh no. But then at 11 o'clock, the trailer dropped. Right. So I'd been tipped off like an hour early. So whether... I'm not blaming the local team, because the local team are fantastic and I love my relationship with them. And they're wonderful. They're so wonderful. They have obviously provided incorrect information from the studio in LA, which wouldn't be uncommon, because they tipped media off on the Zack Snyder's Justice League trailer. And this was like last year or whenever that was, however many months ago or whatever. They tipped off media about, the Justice League trailer is going to drop this day, this time, and then they dropped it an hour early. God. So all these people chatting like, it's going up, and then it goes up early. But in my case, I was done by an hour late. So either the studio has provided my local team incorrect information, or at the last minute they decided we're going to change the time. I don't know, but I got incorrect information, ran with it. I'll be very hesitant to do so in the future.
Yeah, exactly right.
But the trailer did go up, so when the trailer went up, I did post a little smug tweet, which was like, I told you guys. I told you it was coming. But unfortunately, I did get that one a little bit wrong based on the information that I was given.
Well, you didn't get it wrong. You just passed on information.
Oh, yeah, exactly right. Oh, well. It is what it is. We got the trailer. Let's take a look at it. And because we were going to go and see it, I thought we'd take a look at it and just kind of cover it properly anyway, because that was sort of, I told them I would. So let's have a look. Dune. Well, we watched this last night, but I'll have a little brush up on it again.
Yep.
My planet Arrakis is so beautiful when the sun is low. Rolling over the sands, you can see spice in the air. The outsiders ravage our lands in front of our eyes. Their cruelty to my people is all I've known. What's to become of our world?
We are House Atreides. There is no call we do not answer. There is no faith that we betray. Smile, Gurney.
I am smiling.
The Emperor asks us to bring peace to Arrakis. House Atreides accepts.
So there you go. There's the entirely overindulgent 3.5 minute trailer for Dune.
Well, last night when I saw it, I thought,
Yeah.
but I'm actually a little interested in it now.
Yeah, it's interesting. I felt the same thing too.
Yeah. I just think, might be okay.
Yeah.
Well, they grabbed Drax and
Yeah.
Drax and Aquaman and
He's got a huge cast.
what's
of
his name
course.
from Star Wars and
Yeah, Oscar.
Josh Brolin.
Oscar Isaac, Josh Brolin, Thanos.
Yeah.
Dave Bautista.
So they've just gone, we'll get him from MCU and him from MCU, him from Star Wars and him from DC.
Yeah.
Put them all together and see what happens.
And of course, everyone's favourite indie star, Timothée Chalamet.
Yeah, he's good.
Zendaya is in there as well, who is, of course, like the it girl
Oh,
at the
I didn't-
moment, who's everything. She's the girl at the very, very beginning of the trailer.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Apparently, her character's not in the book very much. Apparently, she's like such a tiny part of this.
Right.
But they're really, really advertising the hell out of her being in it.
She'll probably been in for 3 minutes. And
Yeah. That's what they're saying. She's not in it very much. And obviously, they show her there and it's going to get the younger crowd in.
Yeah,
all the
exactly
younger
right.
girls are going to go in and all that. That's the thing about something like this. You can just market it so many. You can advertise it so many
Exactly
markets.
right.
It's like Titanic had everything going for it.
Yeah.
It had like the action for the guys. It had Leo for the younger girls.
had the romance with Leo and
Yeah.
what's her name?
Kate Winslet.
Yep.
Yeah. So that had everything going for it. It feels like a similar sort of thing. I've never really, I don't know. Dune is something that has never really been something that like grabbed me.
Was it a video game?
No, it was a book. They made a
book.
film in the 80s.
Yeah.
And
that's
they've made a
right.
TV miniseries about it. They've done it multiple times. It's long been considered an unfilmable book. Something that just can't be filmed because it's so big and expansive and excessive and elaborate and whatever.
The technology's caught up with it now.
Exactly right. It looks stunning. You can
It
understand,
looks beautiful.
You can understand why they wanted press, particularly to see this at the IMAX.
Yeah, exactly right.
And particularly like they played the first 10 minutes of it. I'm seeing people going, you've never seen anything like this on the big screen before. I look at this and I think, well, it looks great. I wouldn't say that it's nothing I haven't seen before. Like we've seen these kinds of effects, these big budget special effects. A lot of the more wacky imagery feels very like Terry Gilliam,
Yeah, it does a bit.
doesn't it? Particularly there's this like this thing here, the guy that's like stretching up.
Yeah.
Feels very Terry Gilliam, like Brazil or
Yeah.
one of those weird kind of movies. Big Fish sort of stuff, like Tim Burton-y even, yeah. It doesn't particularly feel like something I haven't seen before.
No.
So I feel like a lot of people have been sucked into this, you've never seen anything like this before. That said, we haven't seen the first 10 minutes of the movie, and a lot of press did get to see it around the world, and maybe there's just something just incredible about it.
But I mean, with technology now, everything looks beautiful anyway.
Yeah. There could also be that you see it on a big IMAX screen, you're like, holy shit, this is like something completely different.
And do you know if it was shot in 4K or 8K or
I imagine
whatever?
I imagine it's been shot in at least 4K. Let's have a look on IMDb.
I hope so.
Yeah, well,
Because if you get a what do you call it, a 4K release, and they don't downscale it, then upscale it again.
Yeah, exactly. Shoot it in 4K, master it in 2K, and then put out a 4K disc. I imagine they're heavily pushing this for like IMAX. So I imagine it's been shot on 4.5K, and it's been giving a 4K digital intermediate.
Oh, good.
So it'll be a true 4K experience. There you go. It's going to have IMAX expanded ratio in certain sequences too.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool.
Wasn't shot on IMAX though, was it?
Let's have a look. Cinematic progress doesn't look like any of it was shot on IMAX cameras. ARRI RAW, Dolby Vision, Panavision. No, so as far as I can see from here, I don't think it was shot. Oh no, camera. ARRI Alexa LF IMAX.
Oh, there you go.
So there you go. It's been
Beautiful.
So I don't know if the whole film was shot with IMAX cameras. Probably, but the sounds of it. but it sounds like there's just select scenes that are in the expanded aspect ratio.
Well, if it's all been shot in IMAX, they want you to see it in
Exactly
IMAX.
right, yeah. And like the director, Denis Villeneuve, I know I pronounce his name incorrect every time, but he wants this to be like it's a big, expansive cinematic event and want people to go to the cinema and see it. And of course, they're doing the day and date thing with HBO Max.
Oh, okay.
They want to turn this into like a big franchise because there's supposed to be like a part 2. They've only adapted a certain section of the book or whatever. I don't know the whole thing of it, or maybe there were a couple of books, or I don't know. But they want to turn into a franchise, and they feel like shoving it on HBO Max day and date is going to like hamper it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But it looks...
I'm sort of a bit interested now.
Yeah, I'm interested. I've never really been, but I think it looks... Even just for the visual spectacle of it all, I think it'll be good. And we'll definitely have to check it out in IMAX. I'm sure we'll get a screening for it. We're assuming the world's back open by... When's it supposed to come out? October. I think it opens a little bit earlier in Europe. It opens like late September. Opens here October 21st, October 22nd in the US and the UK. And I feel like this is one... Like, we don't get many screenings in IMAX. But if they were doing like a 30-minute preview session in the IMAX, I imagine they'll go to all lengths to have the whole film
You'd hope so.
screened in IMAX for press. So, looking forward.
We've had a few, but not a lot.
Not a lot. Like maybe 2 or 3 or 4.
I had a couple while you were away.
Oh, yeah, you saw First Man, which
Yep.
was Universal.
Yep.
We've seen a couple of Marvel ones, Civil War, Infinity War, and... Ant-Man randomly was at the IMAX.
Yeah, it was too.
Yeah, so we've done a couple. But there you go. So this is from, as I said, director Denis Villeneuve. If that, I apologize.
Probably Villeneuve or something.
Villeneuve, yeah, maybe. He has directed it from a screenplay by John Spates and himself and Eric Roth, based on the novel of the same name, written by Frank Herbert. These are talking points I've been given by the studio, by the way. He is the director of Arrival, Sicario, Blade Runner 2049, Prisoners, which was that one with Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal, I think was in it. No,
I can't remember.
And Enemy, really great. We've seen all of them except for Blade Runner, and they're all great movies. So that gives me a little bit more confidence in the film.
Yeah.
So it's not been something that I'm not. Neither of us are really overly interested in like big epic sci-fi fantasy.
No, not really.
So it's never really anything that's
well,
interested
some
me.
of the fantasy part for me is
but sci-fi fantasy for me is always hit and miss, and I'm never really that interested. But going by the trailer, I'm interested now. I'm interested, and I'll check it out, and we'll get some coverage in the movie. Yeah, when the movie comes out. We've got another trailer to take a look at here. This one's called The Last Duel. Similar. Dune, Duel, Last Duel, Last Duel. This is the latest film from Ridley Scott, who's 83 years old at the moment.
Good on him.
Yeah. Check out.
I'm still getting around like that when I'm 83.
Yeah, I know.
If I get there.
Here we go. It's called The Last Duel. This is a 20th Century Studios film, so Disney is releasing it. Have a look.
I say before all of you, I spoke the truth.
A most unspeakable charge has been brought against you.
Jacques Legris entered our home. He attacked me.
The accusation is false.
I am telling the truth.
The truth does not matter. There is only the power of men.
This should be settled quietly.
I'm innocent!
I request a duel to the death.
If you lose, your wife will suffer dire consequences.
One of us has lied. Let us let God decide.
There you go.
That looks all right.
The Last Duel. Ridley
looks good.
Scott. Love a bit of Ridley Scott. Gladiator, of course. Mm-hmm. You've got Ben Affleck, Matt Damon in there. Drop my phone. It's got, of course, Adam Driver's in there as well, and Jodie Comer. All terrific. This is what really excites me. Well, other than the fact that it's a Ridley Scott film, and I love his movies, written by Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. as well as Nicole Holofcener. But Ben Affleck and Matt Damon writing a film again.
Oh, it's been a while.
Been a long time. And they're terrific. I love their work.
It looks really good.
It looks great. This is particularly exciting because I believe this is the first, if not one of the first, 20th Century Studios films that Disney have actually produced themselves.
Yep.
Because as you know, the big merger, when they bought Fox out, there was a whole bunch of these movies that hadn't been released yet, and they've slowly been distributing them. Whereas this is one that's actually been produced under Disney's watch. So when they bought Fox, this was a production that was already in pre-production, or they had the script, they had directors and stuff, and then Disney finally decided, yeah, okay, we'll release it, and they started filming last year. So this is like, I think the first one. I think the first 20th Century Studios film that is produced under the Disney watch.
Oh,
so interesting, yeah. So
that does look good.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
It's a historical drama set in 14th century France, focusing on Marguerite de Thibauville, and she claims she's been raped by her husband's best friend. Her husband is Knight Jean de Carrouge, and he challenges his friend and squire, Jacques Legris, to trial by combat. It is the last legally sanctioned duel in France's history. Sounds really gripping and riveting.
Interested.
Looks
Very
great.
Interested. And when's that released?
That one is out this year sometime. I forgot to write that down, but that's out this year, I think. It's October 15. Only in theatres.
Oh,
so they're not going to dump that on Disney Plus or anything like that at this time anyway. The Last Duel. Looks good. Very excited for that.
Hopefully we get a screening for that.
I'm sure we will with Disney.
So.
Yeah, very good, very good. A little bit of news. We're pushing it for time today. This isn't very
long one, so
yeah. This isn't like huge news, but The Rock has left the Fast and Furious franchise for good. Vin Diesel spoke to Men's Health magazine a little while ago, and they noted that Vin Diesel implied that a much publicized feud between him and The Rock was actually a technique that he employed to elicit a better acting performance from him. His quote was, "I could give a lot of tough love, not Fellini-esque, but I would do anything I have to do in order to get performances in anything I'm producing." So The Rock spoke to The Hollywood Reporter recently because they're currently advertising Jungle Cruise, and The Rock had this to say: "I laughed, and I laughed hard. I think everyone had a laugh at that, and I'll leave it at that. And that I've wished them well. I wish them well on Fast 9, and I wish them the best of luck on Fast 10 and Fast 11, and the rest of the Fast and Furious movies they do that will be without me." And apparently Emily Blunt was in the interview session too, and she had a little bit of a laugh. And she said, "Thank God he was there." She said of Vin Diesel, "Thank God he carried you through that." And then The Rock had a little laugh over the Fellini-esque quote.
That's funny.
Yeah, so The Rock's gone. No more Hobbs.
Well.
Sadly. In Fast 10 or 11 or fucking however many of them they're going to do.
God knows.
So that's that. I thought it was a bit funny. We've also had a little bit of interesting box office news this week. Space Jam: A New Legacy opened theatres and HBO Max, and it has done better than they expected at the cinemas. It took in $31.7 million from just under 4,000 theatres across the US. And Black Widow fell to number 2 with only $26.3 million this week. Via the Hollywood Reporter, the superhero pick suffered a steep 67% decline, one of the biggest drops ever for a Marvel title and the worst amongst the Marvel films released by Disney. That's not saying much, though, because we're in a pandemic, so all the regular rules are thrown out the window, and likely in this scenario is that everyone who wanted to see it in a cinema went and saw it in a cinema on the first week.
Yeah.
And then everyone else stayed home, watched it on Disney+.
Yep.
Hollywood Reporter also says that the decline underscores that the box office recovery is far from over, and also that the tentpole is available in the home via Disney Plus Premier Access, and piracy is another problem.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Didn't think piracy was still going on.
Of course it is.
Really?
Rampant. There's all these websites that just stream movies now. I had somebody in my comments like, I posted on Twitter, I was like, Black Widow is now available to stream on Disney+. And he was like, or just go to, and watch it for free. I said, why would you do that, though? I said, support the artist, particularly right now, in these times, pandemic, everything, these studios need as much money from you as they can, or they'll just stop making the movies that you want to watch. I was like, don't illegally pirate stuff. How is it illegal, he says. There's this this thread that went on for ages, like, how do you not understand this? He's like, how is it different from me streaming it on Netflix or Disney Plus or anything? It's all free anyway. I was like,
well, no, you're paying
how do I not explain this to you more clear? If you're watching it for free on a service other than the service that it's supposed to be on, that you're supposed to be paying for, it is illegal piracy.
Yeah,
you didn't quite get it.
Yeah.
Didn't understand. So there's going to be a lot of people out there like that who either don't give a fuck or don't understand, or they're like, oh, I could just watch it on Netflix for free. Why can't I just go to this illegal streaming site and watch it for free?
How can you watch it on Netflix for free? You're paying a subscription,
Exactly right.
So you're paying for it.
Yeah. Anyway, these people are fucking idiots. So, let's do a couple of subscriber questions and round today's show out.
Yeah, okay, cool. Blake?
Yes.
Okay, hey Dave and Old Man Rick.
Hey Blake.
G'day Blake. Good to hear from you again.
Yes.
Hope you guys are doing all right in Lockdown 87 or whatever Melbourne is up to. It's 5. Feels like it's about 96.
No.
I watched the first 2 episodes of Dune on Apple TV over the weekend and loved it. It got very interesting, fantastical feel to it, and I'm wondering if you've seen it and have any recommendations for similar shows or movies. Kind of has a big fish aesthetic to it. Keep up the great work. Up the Swans. Cheers, Blake.
No,
up the Swans. The Swans is a football team in Sydney. So.
Yeah. We saw the trailer for this one last night.
And just thought,
don't think so.
Not sure.
They find
I think I want to have a look at it, though.
I
do. I just thought, I want to look at it, but it looks like crap.
Yeah. It's a musical, but kind of not a musical.
Yeah, that's right.
Because they find themselves in a town that is like they've stepped into a musical.
Yeah.
Of course.
You know I don't like musicals.
Neither do I. Of course, Schmigadoon is a play on Brigadoon, which is an old Gene Kelly film, which is actually a great movie. I love the Gene Kelly stuff. I don't know. Might check it out.
I want to have a look. I'll check it out.
Well, Apple, like I said, Apple TV has not steered us wrong yet.
No, that's right.
So we'll check it out. Anything similar in... Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it does seem very big fishy.
Can't really sort of tell because we haven't seen it.
Yeah. So. That's the vibes I'm getting. Otherwise, that Viva Laughlin show, we've mentioned that before.
That was a great show. I loved
Viva
it.
Laughlin?
Yeah.
Because the British one was Viva Blackpool.
Right, yeah, that's right.
But Viva Laughlin.
I don't know, 3 episodes.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
I loved it.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I watched those 3 episodes a few times.
Yeah, we'll watch it and we'll get back to you on that.
Yep.
In a week or a couple of weeks. Probably.
Charlie Palmer asks, who are some film critics you find yourself watching or regularly agreeing with? Not many, because most film critics are a bit pretentious.
Yeah, that's the word. There's a few I like online. I really like Chris Stuckman. I think he's great. I like Double Toasted. I love those guys. I think they're great. I very much find myself agreeing with pretty much everything they say. Group of American guys, just they love the Marvel stuff and they just always rag on the DC stuff. I just think it's so funny. I think they're great. They're very funny. But then that's not the only reason I like them, because they love the But I always feel like they're very fair reviews. Like if there's something in a Marvel film that's really stupid, they'll fucking rip into it.
Call it out, yeah.
I really like them. They're probably my favourite on YouTube as far as critics go. But then if I got to point out anyone else who I'm like have like respect for, it would be Leonard Maltin. But that almost goes without saying.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel. He's not pretentious at all.
No,
which is
never
great.
has been.
And I think that's why he became so popular. So well known. Anyway, so there you go.
Celie Espino
Yeah.
wants to know, what is the most memorable film one that stood out. What is the most memorable film? One that stood out, and when you came out of the theatre, you kept thinking about the film.
Let me think. I should really think about this before I write them in. I don't know. Something that we've seen and been like, geez,
There's
really
been
good.
a couple for me over the years, but they weren't. We watched them at home. One was what was it called? Oh Brother.
Oh yeah.
Oh Brother, We're Out There.
Yeah.
And another one was what was it called? Guy Pearce.
Memento. Yeah, Christopher Nolan movie, yeah.
Yeah, that really stuck with me, and I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it.
Well, if we go down that route, I would say Inception. Loved Inception. Another, not Inception, sorry, Interstellar. Both Christopher Nolan films. But yeah, Interstellar, definitely. One of the best experiences I've ever had in a theatre too. Saw it at IMAX. It was just, fucking so good. I love it. Love that movie. Yeah.
But both those ones I mentioned, they were ones that it sort of only dawned me on the following day after I'd been thinking about it. Oh, okay, I get it now.
Get it.
So yeah,
there you go.
Josephine Waldemar.
Yep.
Have you watched the DuckTales reboot? If you can give a brief review on your thoughts, and what's your favourite Disney Channel animated series?
Right, DuckTales reboot. I haven't properly watched it, but I've seen bits of it. I've seen a few episodes here and there, and I really like it. It's actually very good. I was a fan of the original DuckTales back in the day, and I loved that show. And the new show is very good. It's probably one of the better reboots of anything.
Yep.
It's very, very good. And my favorite Disney Channel animated series, I would say probably like that stuff from the late 80s, 90s, whether that be DuckTales or Chippendale Rescue Rangers or Tailspin, Goof Troop, all that stuff. They were like all Recess. I loved Recess as well. Yeah, they were all fun.
Yeah, I know. Recess, you love that.
Yeah. The first competition I ever won was a Recess competition it was either I think it might have been on a magazine or something, one of the women's magazines, and they
probably the Disney magazines.
Yeah, it was either, I think it was one of the women's magazines. Maybe it was one of the Disney magazines I used to buy. Anyway, it was like they gave me like a basketball ring, remember, with the Recess logo on it. That's
right, yeah.
And a little basketball, like tiny little basketball, yeah. And a little backpack or some shit, yeah.
Okay, Devis sued?
Yeah.
With films like Space Jam essentially being a form of self-promotion and the Flash likely to follow a similar model, do you believe that films are now becoming the cause of the blurred line between TV and movies? Shows like The Mandalorian have been used to demonstrate TV coming closer to film, but has the alternative begun also?
So I don't agree with much of this because a lot of the backlash that Space Jam has been getting is, it's just an advertisement for HBO Max because look at all the characters they've shoved in there from all these different franchises and IPs. You've got Pennywise from It, you've got The Mask, you've got Wizard of Oz characters, you've got Matrix characters, you've got Hanna-Barbera characters, Flintstones, Jetsons, etc., etc., etc. Just hundreds of these characters in there. And people are saying, they've obviously made this movie to advertise HBO Max. But these cameos are so insignificant that I don't see it as an advertisement.
Right.
They've just done a fun mashup movie, no different to Roger Rabbit or Ready Player One. It's just a fun movie where they've gone, hey, let's just shove all our IP together. The only thing that I see in there as an advertisement is a very big, heavy focus on The Matrix. The Matrix keeps popping up, and there's a scene where they go into one of the Matrix movies. There's a lot of Matrix characters. Mm-hmm. They're doing The Matrix 4 at the moment, and obviously this is a way for them to try and put The Matrix back on the map, to reintroduce it in some small way to a younger audience, I feel. That's the only kind of advertisement thing I get out of it. Do I think films are now becoming closer to TV? I don't know. I feel like because the production values on television have become so good now, I think that there is a blurred line now because it's very little distinguishment between telly and movies. And again, when you've got so many movies going exclusively to streaming platforms, there's no difference to most people, particularly younger audiences or just anyone in general, just general audiences now. There was that thing a while ago where they were saying all movies are being branded content now. It's just content that you jump on a service and watch. So I think that, more than anything else, is what's blurring that line between TV and film, because the TV is feeling so much more like film with each
Yeah.
passing year.
And as I was saying just earlier about technology. Technology's caught up with it all, and it's so easy to use now and so good that they can apply it on film or TV.
Yeah. And then you get
And it looks
Mandalorian
no different.
or the Marvel shows where they throw like $100 million, $150 million a season to, and it just looks like a movie.
Exactly.
So I think that's the thing that's blurring the line. And the fact that these movies, if anything blurs the line, if anything that makes a film look more like TV as opposed to TV look like film, it's that the films are being dumped on the services next to a film, next to TV. So you might watch WandaVision and then, hey, why don't you watch Captain America Civil War? You know, it's like that content loop thing.
Yep.
I think that's what's done it more than calling Space Jam an advertisement.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Okay, so Mr. Josh wants to know, what cartoon character would you like to see make a big comeback in today's time?
Yep.
Like on the same level as Mickey Mouse or Bugs Bunny. Keep up the amazing work, as always.
Thanks, Mr. Josh.
Thanks, Josh.
Felix the Cat. I'd love to see like a comeback for Felix the Cat, like a grand scale comeback.
Boop.
Yeah, I'd say Betty Boop, but I don't feel like you could do it properly today.
No, that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's why I said it.
Yeah.
See, even things like Roadrunner, you couldn't.
Yeah.
So a lot of that content you couldn't sort of use today.
Well, they're doing they're doing a Wile E. Coyote film. It's called Coyote vs. Acme, where he sues the Acme Corporation for giving him too many dud contraptions. It'll be interesting to see. But I feel like it's hard to take these characters and do much with them. Yeah. Charlie Brown, Snoopy, I'd love to see have a full scale comeback. They had the movie a few years ago. They've had some TV. Apple now owns the Peanuts IP.
Right. Okay.
So there's a lot of Apple's TV shows for kids. Give them I don't know.
I don't know if I'd want to see it as a CG.
Well, they did that, didn't they?
Yeah. Did they?
Yeah, we've watched it.
Oh, okay. There you go. Old man memory.
Yeah, we watched it. It was okay.
Mm.
There you go. But it didn't have that charm. You're right.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
That's what I said last week was about Charlie Brown being my favourite and whatever because of the simplicity of the animation.
One more question.
Iger Rowan.
Yep.
What obscure media you love?
Jeez.
That you wish people talked about more?
Should have thought about this too. I just think any of the movies I grew up with are becoming more and more obscure every year.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Martin stuff, Eddie Murphy stuff, even some of the early Adam Sandler stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem that obscure to me, but then I think these movies, when I was growing up, I was watching early films, Bill Murray, Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, etc., and they felt a little bit old because they were maybe 10, 20 years earlier than me.
Mm.
Now you've got this whole new generation who are seeing these Adam Sandler movies, Will Ferrell movies as 20 or 30-year-old, they're older movies.
Yeah.
I feel like they've become more obscure too. So just stuff like that you don't hear a lot about. And I feel like you hear a lot less about classic cinema, 30s, 40s, 50s.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Just less and less and less.
Yeah.
And this is pretty sad, but Alicia shared me this TikTok that was, here are all the actors that we will lose in the next 10 years. Clint Eastwood, Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart, all these, Michael Caine, all these older actors. And I thought, fucking hell, this is that moment where all the greats we're going to have this 10-year period where all of these greats are going to die. It's that whole generation, Clint Eastwood, that whole generation's going to go. And I was thinking, when I was a kid, it was...
Clint will never die.
No way. But when I was a kid, it was Frank Sinatra's died, Dean Martin's died, Bob Hope's died, this person's died. So they had this whole wave of that generation's gone.
Yeah.
And then now it's going to be that generation of performers that I grew up with.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
It's fucking hell. Yeah, you're right. Sad.
Yeah, it is a bit.
Very sad.
It is a bit.
So the more you move on with time, the more this stuff becomes obscure. I would love to have a platform where I can talk about older stuff. It just doesn't get traction.
And you're right about the older classics. And I reckon a lot of that has gone missing because of streaming now.
It's just buried. That's what Martin Scorsese was saying a while ago, wasn't it? Actually, that was the same thing where he was saying everything's just content now.
Yeah.
is that it's just all these old classic movies just get lost.
Yeah.
They just get buried.
And
in
and,
this
fif-
content
and,
pool.
and most 15-year-olds aren't like aren't like you, and you used to enjoy watching old stuff even at that age.
Yeah.
They're not going to go searching and looking at that
exactly
sort of stuff.
Yeah, well,
because they want that instant gratification.
Movies from the 40s felt old to me when I was a kid.
Yeah, and they were
now,
to me too.
And now, kids of today, the movies that were made in the 80s are as old to these kids as movies that were made in the 40s were to me. So
right.
now they will look at movies from the 40s and it's like fucking Charlie Chaplin to them.
Yeah.
I look at the Charlie Chaplin stuff, 1920s, even earlier, and I think, fuck, that's really old.
Yeah.
And to them, that's like, geez, that's fucking ancient. That's dinosaur shit.
Yeah.
But like looking back at like Casablanca, Humphrey Bogart, to them, to this new generation, is like how I would perceive a Charlie Chaplin film, like fucking like ancient.
Yeah.
We were watching that McCartney thing.
Yep.
And there's like footage from the 60s.
That's right.
And I said, shit, that footage is looking old.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's never felt old.
Yep. And you look at a lot, particularly a lot of old British film, like from the 60s and even 70s, looks really old.
Yeah, Michael Caine stuff like
looks
Alfie.
real old.
Weird. Like even we watched Vacation.
Yeah.
Which is like, what, 70s, 80s? 70s. And we thought, this movie looks so fucking old now.
Yeah, I'd be 80s probably.
How weird is that? That's time thing. Is just
exactly
weird.
right.
Something that you've watched for your whole life, and then all of a sudden you go, that's ancient now.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a bit. Fuck. Anyway, just so on.
Oh, I was just going to say, it really tripped me up, that Beatles footage last night, because it's something I've watched my whole life.
Yeah.
Like, you grew me up on the Beatles, and it's footage I've watched over and over again. And to me, it's like, when I was a kid, 1960s. Oh, it was 30, 40 years ago. And now you look back, you go...
60 years
60, ago. But even 60 years doesn't feel that old to me, but you look at the footage and like, that's old.
Yeah, exactly right.
It's really old. Anyway, what were you going to say?
Just before we go, we had an email just before we got on from Pete Semos.
Pete Semos,
a good mate up in New South.
Uh-huh.
And he had a really good
yes, he did.
point about choosing what to watch.
Yeah. Well, I was going to try and get in today's show, but
that's what I was going to say. We'll go,
next
what
week.
Do you call it? Absorb what he had to say, and then we'll
put it in
next week.
Yeah,
sort of
that.
But a really good.
Nice, interesting little way to pick a movie and whatever.
So we'll do that next week. We've run out of time now.
We have fucking gone way over this week. Huge show.
Ah, well.
Anyway, guys. Geez, thanks for sticking with us for like just over 2 hours. I appreciate it. Of course, the podcast goes out every single Monday on all podcasting platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Audible. The visual element is available to view on YouTube on the same day, but if you're a patron supporter, you can get it on your 2-day early access at patreon.com/Dave Lee Down Under for as little as $1 a month.
Jesus, you're cheap.
I know.
So Alicia tells me.
I know, yeah. It's a visual. The visual element goes out on YouTube, of course, but it's on the new channel now.
Yep.
So you can head over to the new channel, and it's like YouTube, I don't know, Dave Lee Down Under podcast channel. There's a link down below. Go there, watch it, subscribe, help us get the monetization up.
And watch it.
Oh, geez, here's going to be another headache. I'm going to have to file all these tax things for the second channel now.
Well, you're not getting paid for it.
No, exactly
so it doesn't matter at the moment.
So anyway, go over it. Give us much support as you can to that second channel. Hopefully Dave Lee Down Under sticks around a little while longer. We'll try and sort this tax shit out.
Can't guarantee it, though.
No, it's very sad. Let's, fingers crossed, knock on wood.
Yeah.
And all that shit. I hope I'm going to be here for you guys for a long, long time. But it's looking like dark days, unfortunately. And you can YouTube preview. I just dropped my Lola Bunny Cartoon Evolution, which is doing gangbusters. Best cartoon evolution I've done for a long time. Surprise, surprise.
So the US government can tax you more?
Oh, yeah, exactly right. Yeah. I've done a voice evolution for Lola Bunny, which is doing well as well. I did my Space Jam Easter egg breakdown as well, which is huge too. So I'm going to lose a lot of money on that. Some cartoon news last week, including a rumor. It wasn't rumor. It was like the director of Space Jam 2 said, if we do Space Jam 3, I'd like to get The Rock So there's a little video on that. There's a Turner and Hooch review, the interviews, also a Behind the Attraction review. Jeez, I was busy last week. And also a Blu-ray DVD collection update's gone up as well. This week, I'm hoping to get the 2 voice evolutions out that I've been behind on, which is Speedy Gonzalez and Tasmanian Devil. Also have, hopefully, the review for Jungle Cruise up this week, and probably a couple of little bits along the way. And that's it.
Awesome. Cool.
Thanks to old mate Rick for joining me once again.
Thanks again, Dave.
Thanks everybody out there for listening.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Take it easy.
Thanks, guys. Take it easy.